this week started out okay. It kind of dragged on. By the time Wednesday got here, it felt like it should be Friday. You ever had those weeks where it's just it's only
Actually,
Wednesday? That was this week for me. And then the Red Dead Redemption trailer dropped, and it completely changed my entire life.
Changed your life, huh?
It changed my entire life.
I have weeks where I'm so busy that I go, oh my gosh, it's Friday?
Yeah.
That was this week, actually. So we
really?
had reverse.
We had, like, reversals.
We had Bizarro World.
Bizarro World. Yeah.
Universes going on.
Yours went fast, mine went slow, but then
but
mine was capped off.
We met right in the middle.
Right in the middle on that Wednesday Red Dead Redemption trailer, and oh my goodness.
Which is an awesome trailer.
Awesome trailer.
There's a lot of things I want to talk about. I'm sure we'll talk about it on
Absolutely, we will. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are the Bros, the XoneBros. This is podcast number 209. As always, I am joined by the one and only, the man that makes us look good. It's Mr. McSpicy, Mark Haywood.
I just yawned, so when I put the camera on me, my eyes are like bloodshot. Oh!
So your week went fast. Just busy?
Yeah, really busy. Really busy. Not a lot of sleep kind of a week.
Oh. You're good at not surviving off sleep, though.
I don't know if good
like
is the right word.
You function. Like, I cannot even function. Like, I feel like I'm a guy that wears my emotions on my sleeve.
Yep.
And so when I...
Yes, you are.
When I don't get sleep, I get angry, and it's noticeable. It's very noticeable.
There's a lot... Actually, I'd say you just get angry at, general things, too.
This is true.
I don't know. I think you just sometimes just get mad.
Sometimes I
would interchange the word sometimes with more than often.
More than the average humanoid? Yeah. That is too funny. No, really. So how many hours of sleep do you need to be able to function? Because I need 6. 6 to function, but if I want to be right in that sweet spot,
all over the map.
At least 7.
I have no idea.
Very interesting. So this week was my first week doing this, an experiment, making sure I got at least 7 hours of sleep every single day. Felt fantastic. Fantastic. The reason that I did it is because I listened to a podcast where they had a sleep expert on, who's like the world-renowned known person on sleep.
Yeah.
And he just talked about there's all these things done that, like, there's medical issues that people have that sleep fixes even, but doctors, like, going through getting your PhD, going to medical school, you spend something like 2 hours total talking about sleep. Like, you're just not educated in it. And there's all these experiments done. They run scans on your brain. Everybody requires at least 7. There is a gene. There's a gene that switches that your brain reacts the same at 5 hours as it does at 7, but that's in like 1% of 1% of 1% of the population. It's like nobody. So everybody is 7. And what happens is during the day, your brain is breaking down and it's uploading this data at a certain speed. Let's say that speed is 1 times, right? At 1 times. At night when you're sleeping, so that's downloading. Yeah. At night when you're sleeping, they measure your brain activity, and your brain is uploading something, they don't know what, at something like 100 times the speed that it is during the day, and it's repairing itself. And they can bring this to skills even. So for instance, you practice the drums today. Yeah. You sleep on it, get 8 hours of sleep. Tomorrow, you're 30% better at whatever skill you were practicing. They can measure that out with athletics, with SAT scores. They've done experiments where they can control for different variables. SAT scores on your average high school student with 5 hours of sleep versus 7 hours of sleep. The average score went up 300 points. On average. Alzheimer's disease, super tied to not getting enough sleep over your lifetime, because your brain is literally damaging itself during the day and then recovering at night. And that's one of the number one things they found tied to Alzheimer's. So I did it. Anyways, long story, the more you know. The more you know. Right there. I'm like a scientist. This is not what you tuned into the show about.
So I had that soundbite waiting for you to finish.
But that super inspired me. So I put it to the test this week. Yeah. And sure enough, I found myself to be so much. It took discipline. It really did. I found myself to be so much more effective. I stream every morning. With ease. Like, my mind could multitask at work. I got way more done. I just sharpened it. I loved it.
I think I have forgotten how to sleep.
Oh yeah, it's also a habit thing. Like, your brain produces melatonin at certain times, and so when you're more in a habit,
I've woken up kneeling straight up, and my knees are hurting. I wake up in the weirdest positions. I don't know how to sleep anymore. I've had this conversation with my wife. I don't know how to sleep. It's a skill that I have
just
lost.
Play video games instead.
Do they talk about, because what if you don't sleep for a few days and then you just make it all up in one day?
Can't do it. It doesn't work like that.
Why not? The math is still there.
It's yeah. They actually talked about that.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I'll
'cause
show you the
that's-
I'll show you what podcast.
That's what
it
I
is
do.
listen to.
Yeah, I pick one day out of the week and I just sleep.
If it works for you, it works for you. I just can't do
Well,
it.
I don't want to.
If it works for you, it works for you. It
Anyways-
doesn't work for science.
anyways-
Well, I know. I don't want to have Alzheimer's. I'm worried. now.
Moving on. Next, it's the one and only Jordan the Man, Jordan Paskett. Jordan, how was your week? So Mark's went fast, mine went slow. How did yours go? Nice medium speed there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. It went at a nice medium speed.
So you were telling us because you install internet and you kind of help people with their internet issues. You were saying the number one problem that you get is Fortnite not connecting to the internet.
Well, no, that's not the number one problem. The number one service call we get is when Fortnite servers go down.
Yeah.
Everybody calls us.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's not us.
It's Fortnite.
Yeah, read Twitter.
Number two service though, printer disconnections. Fascinating.
Yeah, printers, man,
Printers are a beast.
Let me do this again.
Oh, there we go.
No, well, Mark got a new printer, and I asked him how it hooked up to the internet because printers, man, I hate them, man. They're tough.
They suck.
Well, the thing is like they work or they just don't, and there's no middle ground. Like it's just I'm gonna work for you. No, I'm not. Like, and that's.
Says
That's
I love
it.
you. No, I don't.
Yeah,
That's what your printer says, right?
no middle ground. So it's tough. But yeah, no. Every time, because I work the customer service shift every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
when he gets to play video games, by the way.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
plays
I-
video games at his job
I
with
bring
his
lately-
coworkers.
yeah, lately
He's
I've
told
been
me
bringing.
he brings in his PlayStation, plays God of War.
Yeah.
Because they
At
have
work.
access to like unlimited up and download speeds.
Yeah, that's.
Why don't we do our podcast from there?
I don't know.
Yeah,
got
we should.
TVs everywhere.
Yeah.
But I have
Hanging
a lot
from
of bandwidth here.
Yeah, you do. You're like
I'm almost to them.
they're like God. You're like the demigod.
The demigod. You're
All right.
Thor.
You're Thor.
I am Thor.
You're Thor to their Zeus.
To our Odin.
I've
or whatever
wanted
you
that
want. Yeah.
my whole life. So thank you. I've wanted to
You're
be
internet
Thor.
Thor.
I'm
You're bandwidth Thor.
I'm internet Thor.
You're bandwidth Thor.
Oh my gosh.
No, yeah.
For my
so
first
and
act as
whenever
Norse god.
whenever Fortnite goes down, or whenever like there's a server, like it's not the internet, right? It's just like like a couple weeks ago, Fortnite, like there was a huge queue time, servers were going down, like
Yeah.
they just had a big mess. We got so many calls from kids, and I say kids because they're like 10, and I don't know how they got our number or their mom's phone.
They're like, hey, my game's not
Yeah,
working.
and you have to go through.
What is your response to them?
Well,
their
generally
servers are
it's well, yeah. Well, first thing I do with Fortnite, especially, is I go to Twitter and you can read, and I tell them that I say, hey, if you go to their Twitter, I give them the link and stuff, and they now follow them, right? But no, to diagnose the issue, because they don't believe you a lot of the time. They're just like, hey, Fortnite's down, and I'm like, oh, it looks like or because like
They're doing an update.
You'll
you
get
know.
like 2 or 3 calls, and you're like, "Hey, Fortnite's." And I'm like, "Oh, Fortnite's actually down tonight." If you look at their Twitter, and they don't believe you. They're just
Like,
no, it's
Fortnite can't do
No, the
anything
internet.
wrong?
No, yeah. They don't, and I'm like, okay, well, load up Call of Duty because I know they have Call of like generally anyway.
Load up Minecraft.
Generally, the
child.
Fortnite community
Yeah,
has
has Call of Duty. Yeah, so anyway, I have them load up Call of Duty and they connect to a match. Like, oh yeah, this is working, and it's just process
You
of
use
elimination.
science to
yeah,
prove
yeah,
them
you got,
wrong.
yeah. You have to politely tell them they're wrong.
You have to
and you're
politely
right.
nudge them in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
You're a polite
that's-
nudger.
Yeah. So, but no. Some of them like they just don't. They're like, no, it's not down. I'm on the main menu. Well, that doesn't mean anything.
The main menu loads up in every game.
Yeah. So, I got to tell you this. I think
Okay.
I told this to Mark a while ago. I one time got a phone call, and they said our internet's down. And I said, oh no, let me look into this for you. So I'm
Oh,
looking,
no.
like,
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, so I'm looking into it, right? And I can't. There's, we can see their connection to our equipment and our lines and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to get into their connection and see like how they're connecting to us and blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
So the back end stuff, and for some reason their stuff's not hooking to our stuff, and it's like, wow, what's going on? So
What's happening?
I went through a couple of troubleshooting process, and I'm like, oh, it looks like this and this is happening. I'm gonna have you go over, to your router, and I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna ask you like what lights are on and this and that, and I'm like, and he goes over to his router. He's like, oh yeah, the router's turned off right now, and I'm like, oh okay, well there's problem 1. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, hey, sometimes you bump it or what? Yeah, it happens, right? And then I was like, okay, so you're just gonna have to turn that back on. You check the plug to make sure it's plugged in, or the button on the back, and you're kind of giving them instructions to
Yeah.
turn it back on. And he then goes to tell me, he's like, oh no, yeah, it's all plugged in. The power's out. And I told Mark I didn't know how to respond to that.
Oh, well, that's your problem.
Yeah, I was like,
Your internet runs off of power.
I didn't know. I really didn't know how to respond. Like, it took me
But
back.
honestly,
I was
people,
like,
I could see people not thinking that.
well, I know, but
But
it
how
just,
does that
But it like
because they're
my
on their
next-
phones.
Yeah, they're
'Cause
on your cell phone.
The first problem would be trying to turn on your TV. There'd be
Yeah,
an
but they're on
issue.
their phones.
My
Probably
first-
want to use Wi-Fi.
My first question, but I didn't answer this because I didn't want to get in trouble. But it's like, well, does anything in your house work right now? Like that.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know how to respond. Like guys, they they don't have training for that question.
Yeah, that's like a question out of left
They're
field.
like,
right there.
whoa, that's why it's not working.
Let me ask you this. Last week you sent in your Xbox One X.
Oh yeah.
Did you get that back? Tell
I got
us,
it
how
back.
is it? Is it working?
So,
up and running?
Yeah, I got
How
it
is
back.
your most powerful console doing?
Yeah.
On this planet.
So I got it back and I played some games. They all work. I tested all the ones that were broken,
Okay.
which was all of them.
And it was your console.
No, it
your
was-
Scorpio
it was-
that they fixed for
Yeah.
you and sent back.
they sent me back, which we were actually talking to someone, I think, on the community play. He had an issue, and they sent him back a regular Xbox One X.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
got
had
the
an
Scorpio
issue.
though.
And they
got
sent me
that
back the
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Well, because I asked him, and he's like, no, I don't want you to get a regular one. We got some Scorpios here.
Oh,
I think
yeah, I got
he
some.
gave me the Scorpio off his
He
back.
probably got
you
off
know?
like the black market.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
it
but
wasn't
it
actually Microsoft
it came in a
customer
it came in a
service
nice
that you
box.
called?
I actually got the email just a couple days ago saying that they received my box and
Oh, good. So
that-
you're good. You're clear.
Yeah, they took the hold off my card and they're ready to repair it.
Boom.
But what's really nice is I got a letter from them, and I think I told both of you
Oh,
guys
yeah,
this.
yeah, this is neat.
So they sent me a letter and it said, thank you, for playing Xbox, this and that. But in the second paragraph, it says, for your convenience, we have extensively tested this hardware to give you the best possible Xbox gaming experience.
I like that.
Oh.
I like that.
So this,
I like
this
that. Like
one
white.
Just for you,
this
man.
one, yeah, this one wasn't just off the line. You know what I mean? I bet they took this up to Phil Spencer's office,
They're like,
had
"Phil,
him christen a couple games
Phil,
on it.
play this for
I
me."
bet yeah. They loaded up a couple games for him to play, and he
Phil,
gave the okay to send
Here's
it out.
another one. We need you to play real quick. We're doing some testing.
Okay, I'm on it.
Plays a few games, and he's like, yeah, this one can
Slides
go
that
out.
back.
Yeah.
Give this to Jordan.
Yeah.
With my love.
No, but I read the letter. It was really. Say what you will about Microsoft, but the Xbox division, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. No.
got
I
it
mean,
together.
I appreciate that white glove customer service right there.
Oh yeah.
Last but not least, I am X1. We are the XoneBros. Real quick, I want to tell you guys, I'm going home automation. I'm all about that home automation now. I got myself a Kindle Echo. I mean, Amazon Echo. I got myself a Ring doorbell, so I'm spying on people when they come to my house in and out my door.
You know what's cool about your Ring doorbell? Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you, but the coolest thing is you can like neighborhood watch with your community.
Oh yeah, done
without
already.
ever talking to your
Looked around
neighbors.
my
It's
neighborhood.
fantastic.
There's creepers all over the place coming up to people's doors.
Can you install this anywhere?
You can install it. Well, there's
anywhere there's a doorbell.
Anywhere there's a
Because
doorbell.
you-
I don't think
Anywhere-
you just stick it.
They
out.
have they have other ones that you can go wireless.
'Cause
You-
that
they
would
have
be sweet.
They have cameras that you can wireless go up that run off batteries.
Yeah, you could get creative.
Very creative. Oh, I plan on it. Anyways, going home automation. Really enjoying it. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Red Dead Redemption trailer came out to a lot of hype, if you will,
Okay.
a lot of suspense, a lot of anticipation.
Yeah, that's what they're telling me.
I loved it. This was not a gameplay-centric trailer, although a lot of the scenes in there were from gameplay. Even the cutscenes were in-engine off a base PS4. First and foremost, that stuck out to me during this trailer. So this is, if you haven't seen this yet, just go look up Red Dead Redemption trailer number 3. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer number 3, and you'll see right there. First and foremost, beautiful, gorgeous game.
Yeah, we knew that before.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, just running off a base PS4. I can't imagine. I
Well,
can't
I
wait
wonder,
to see how on a
I
1X it
wonder,
works.
yeah. So when the X and the Pro came out, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think like GTA 5 ever came out with any like enhancement updates. I wonder if
No, they didn't.
if that was just like a choice because they all wanted to focus on something else, they really didn't care, or if like they just want to make it like to the base hardware so
Yeah.
it just runs per. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder if there is going to be a PS4 Pro and a Xbox One X enhanced version. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure there will be.
I wonder if there will be.
Why
so.
not? I mean, it's they do it. You do it for PC already,
Yeah.
where you let control the sliders and
Yeah.
get more out of your graphics. So I think every game is going to do that for now on. Why not? It's there. It's in the cards. The second thing that stood out to me right away, immediately, John Marston confirmed he's in the game.
Yep.
You see him a couple times. Spoiler alert!
young man.
You actually see him because John Marston in Red Dead Redemption has scars on his face.
Yeah.
When the version of John Marston that you see, fresh scars, stitches in those scars. So
He's a young man. He's a
he's
boy.
a young dude in Dutch's gang. Seems so awesome.
What if he's like this? Well, okay. I'm trying to like. What if he's just like this nerd, that like looks up to the cool guys, like, "Hey guys," and like they all ignore him.
You're
you know
wondering
what I
if
mean?
Rockstar's gonna pull like a George Lucas?
Well, like, yeah.
Pull
I'm
a
trying
George
to. I'm
Lucas
trying
and we
to
find
think
out
like.
that Darth Vader really hates sand.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
like what if like he's just like, hey guys, can I hang out with you? You know, and they're like, who's this kid? You know what I mean? Like,
who is this little
and then
punk?
like because they were so mean to him, he became an awesome cowboy. You know,
Yeah.
18, 12 years later or whatever it is. But
Hey guys.
yeah, you know what?
Voice
What if?
cracking.
Yeah.
Want fries with that?
Because I mean, sky's the limit.
Yeah.
John Marston's in it. So you're Arthur. What's your name?
Arthur
North?
Morgan. You
Morgan.
got 2 first names.
Arthur Morgan.
That's a
two
sign
first
of a
names.
man.
That's a sign of a real man when you got 2 first
When
names.
you got 2
One
first
first
names.
name wasn't man enough for you. You had to take 2. That's how you know you're an awesome dude. Arthur Morgan seems like a fascinating character through this. So in fact, the scene where you see John Marston, if you notice, it looks like Dutch is there in the window and he's looking out the window at John Marston, who has a knife held up to his face, and it looks like he has to make this choice. So cool. I wasn't so excited for Arthur Morgan at first. This trailer made me excited for Arthur Morgan.
Well, he looks like a bad A.
Oh, he looks so
The
awesome.
blue shirt or whatever, he's got that. The blue matches his skin color. It just feels right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
like,
absolutely.
It's just like the color coordinate. His clothes color coordination is on point.
Yeah,
as a cowboy.
McSpicy, the trailer, you watched it. I'm sure you watched it a couple times. What stood out? What stood out to you in this trailer?
Well, of course, John Marston, but
John Marston. Ooh.
No, cinematically, there's nothing that really stands out because I expect everything to be awesome with
Yeah.
Rockstar, right?
Okay.
I'm a huge fanboy.
Yeah.
I've played so many Rockstar games over the course of many hours
Many
and
moons.
years of my life, and I expect it to be awesome, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what else to say. The horses look really good, which I expect them to look really good.
Horse physics.
The horse physics, yeah. But I mean, the horse physics, there's still yet a game to come out that can beat Red Dead Redemption
Yeah.
1's horse mechanics, right? So,
What if Red Dead Redemption 2 can't even do it? I mean, they were
So-
so
That's
good.
actually,
And,
yeah.
like it was so good. They're like, I don't know how.
So
to do
on
it.
top of the trailer, we got a lot of news about the features. IGN did a fantastic job in covering Red Dead Redemption. I have to tip my hat to them. I think they covered it in depth. I think they had fantastic analysis of everything. They actually got to play the game. Some people over at IGN, and they reported on it. And one of the parts that they talked about was the mechanics of the horse and how the horse is going to work. In Red Dead Redemption 1, this is something that really... in fact, did I write down the quote here? I didn't write down the
you?
quote. But something that I really like is Red Dead Redemption, Rockstar told IGN that their philosophy with Red Dead Redemption 2 is if something is for something to matter, it needs to have an element of sacrifice to it, right? Like there needs to be an element of loss. So they've brought that to horses. In Red Dead Redemption 1, you could lose your horse, no big deal. You could go as far away from your horse as you wanted and always whistle and it would just appear magically.
Yeah.
That will no longer be the case in Red Dead Redemption.
You got to take care of your
You got to take care of your horse. You build a bond with your horse, and as you do so, your horse gets better and better with you, so that when you lose your horse or if your horse dies, it's this emotional attachment they were saying that you have to your horse, and you've got to start all over from scratch. They said that the developers were playing it and demoing it to them, and he lost his horse, and he was like devastated. But
Yeah.
he just punched in the code and brought it back because of this.
Because they're developers.
They're
Well,
developers.
that's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
they're in
That's,
God mode.
And that's what he was saying when he did that. He was like, he lost all that emotion, went away, and he's like, no, we need to make this a permanent. That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about. We need to make this a permanent.
And so I think that I don't think it will be the case that they don't meet the expectations of the horse mechanics or the horse fix or anything.
Well,
I think they're
your
just going
horse
to take
is,
what you have and they're going to build. I think we're going to see that on steroids.
the horse is also becoming.
It's your backpack.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as it should be.
They didn't talk like more specific than hunting or anything like that, but they kind of give you the idea like when you hunt, you'll put your pelts on your horse and stuff like that.
No, your pelts on your horse, your guns on your horse.
Yeah.
So actually, they did talk about that in one of the other things. You
Oh.
will lose those things as well. So
Yeah.
you lose some of your inventory, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, well they
well.
talked about losing your hat, which I thought was really interesting. They talked about how they were in a gunfight and a stray bullet went across and took off Arthur Morgan's hat, and he had to, he ran away, and they're like, oh, where's my hat? And the developer said, well, you either have to go back and get it, or it's gone, or you buy a new one. So it's
That's
really cool.
so
Yeah,
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
cool.
It's the
But can
little
you imagine
things.
It's little things.
like the hours, like, okay, that city's pissed at me, but I want my hat back. You know what I mean? Like your Jack Sparrow hat collecting, kind of like sneaking
Well, just
through.
think what goes into that. The physics of having a permanent in-world change to an item.
Yeah.
Like that's normally on you. It gets knocked off. Maybe someone in town picks it up. It's at the lost and found at the local brothel. I don't know.
Found at the brothel.
Or you see some prostitute in town wearing it, or some
like, hey,
dude,
that
some
was my old
farmer
hat.
picks it up, and you're like, hey man, that's my hat. There's like a bullet hole in it still.
Well, that's
cool.
That's have you ever seen the movie Silverado?
Oh, I have never seen
Great
it.
cowboy movie.
Okay, I do love me cowboy movies
80s
too.
cowboy movie.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind because it's an 80s movie. But that's one of the things that happens. He sees his saddle on a horse, and he gets pissed.
I'd be pissed.
And he has no clothes on because he got robbed and he was left in the middle of nowhere, right? And so he comes to this town with nothing, and he sees his saddle, and so it's the guys that took his stuff. And so
the only thing worse than steal another man's horse, steal another man's saddle. You don't mess with where someone sits.
Oh my gosh, you should watch Silverado. That's a great cowboy movie.
I'm there. Boom, I'm there. So McSpicy, really impressed. It met your expectations, is what you're saying. What you've come to expect from Rockstar. Trailer number 3 met that.
Yeah, I have the bar really high because just the pedigree that Rockstar is.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, there's lots of things, but I can talk about the little nitty gritties of the trailer. Like, there's a scene where he tackles somebody, and it's there's a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know what it is about that scene. It's just a quick.
That's actual gameplay too.
That's actual gameplay, and I watch it over and over, and it is a cool looking scene, right? You know what I mean? So, and that's all throughout the entire trailer.
The story.
I suggest everyone to go watch it.
So, Red Dead Redemption's story is really gritty and good. This seems even more gritty. Did you have to feel like this? Red Dead Redemption is a story of grit. Like I don't know. It really appeals to me.
Are you talking about like True Grit?
True Grit. I see what you're there.
Oh,
that joke.
Yeah.
There it is.
I wasn't prepped. I got to prep myself.
So Jordan, Mr. McSpicy met his expectations. Jordan, you did meet, exceed. Not no feelings either way on the trailer number 3 for Red Dead Redemption.
I really liked it. I thought it was really good. It's exciting. It's in October. That's a few short months away. So no, I'm really excited for it. I thought this is the best trailer we've seen yet.
Agreed. Agree with that definitely.
It made me want to play Red Dead Redemption 1.
I'm going to now.
Yeah, I had that same feeling. In fact, today when I was prepping for the show, I thought, man, I've got to go back and play this.
Well, and the reason is because like one, you see John Marston, but then like because this takes place whatever it's a prequel, right?
Yeah.
But I kind of want to learn more. I want to play Red Dead Redemption 1 so I can kind of
refresh the story in your mind.
Not just the story, but just like it's somewhat like because. It's about there's a few people in Dutch's gang that are in number 2, right?
Yeah.
So kind of maybe refresh the memory.
There's a lot of people.
There's quite a few people. Yeah.
In the Red Dead Redemption 1, Dutch's gang that you kind of come across as John Marston and stuff. But I liked it.
I was impressed. I agree with you, Jordan. I think it was the best of the 3 trailers that we've seen so far. It's really interesting. Last week we talked about will Red Dead Redemption meet God of War? I don't know. Can it do it for Game of the Year? Mm-hmm. Now, we don't know. I mean, we're preempting this. This is just based off the trailer. But based off the trailer, I definitely think they're in the ballgame for sure. I mean, that trailer was on point. And not only that, not just the trailer, but the other news that we got this week following other people who had played that, IGN's report on their interview with the developers, their chance to sit down and see the game being played and what it's like. Seems the bar is high. Mm-hmm. The bar is high. This seems legit. What a great year to be a gamer, though. I mean, look at the type of games that were coming out. One thing that really stood out to me, and let's go this direction. Rockstar said in their interviews with the guys over at IGN or other reporters that they wanted to change the way open world games are done. They want to take it to the next level, and in doing that, they have combined. In order to do that, they've been working on this for 8 years. In order to do that, they've combined all of their different divisions, so Rockstar San Diego, Rockstar North, into one, and everybody's been working on this game. That's what it's taken to do this. Blows my mind. That makes me super excited. McSpicy.
No, yeah, I mean. They what's interesting, they mentioned that they have characters that will be doing stuff regardless of where you are. So what they wanted to do was make this a living world, and it keeps the feeling of it keeps going even if you're not playing it or not around it or doing something else elsewhere. It almost feels like so you remember Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
How it was a time game and everybody was doing something at some given time.
Yeah.
They mentioned specifically, Rockstar does, that there are complicated daily tasks
Daily routines.
that even random people are doing, not just main characters of the game, which they have that for them as well.
Yeah.
But they have it for just random people doing the same things. And they said that one of the words they use is complicated.
Yeah.
It's a complicated daily task schedule.
Yeah.
So
I like that. So a perpetual, and one of the ways that it was described is NPC players in most open world games. When you really analyze them and look at them, it kind of breaks the realism, the immersion for you because they're built for you. This is not the case. Red Dead or Rockstar is really trying to avoid that feeling that they're not built for you. They're in the game living their lives.
See, I think they're so Rockstar. Before I get into
They were already think about Grand Theft Auto 5. They already did a really good job of that.
They take a game and a style of game and they perfect it. I put them on the top of the pedestal when it comes to open game, open games.
Oh yeah.
Open world games. They had their game, and then several years later, Witcher came out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put that on the pedestal, too, because that game is fantastic.
Sure.
One of the things I really liked about Witcher was the interactive with people just having conversations that happened because you did X 3 hours ago, and then something's happened in that town with that person. I think they're taking that and putting it to the next level, which is very Rockstar to do.
Sure, yeah.
The horse thing, for example, you build a bond with your horse. Zelda did that. Remember, you had to build the bond with your horse, and the more you built the bond, then it wouldn't buck you off as much, and then, you have just a better horse, and the horse can die.
Yeah.
I think Rockstar is taking these concepts, and they're going to they're going to put those concepts on crack. They're going to take it to the next level. I totally think that's going to happen. They have done that with so many games before, that so many games are made. We'll take what's that Ubisoft game in San Francisco?
Watch Dogs 2.
Watch Dogs or Watch Dogs 2. Any game, even Sleeping Dogs, they take you have this template, which is a Rockstar games, and they're trying to emulate what Rockstar does, right? Rockstar has always, for me, led the charge in open world games.
Well, especially when talking about modern cities, right? And that's where Watch Dog really had that missing element. Is it just they never could match the feeling of this is a world to discover that is active and open. I mean, from the radio station to just walking down the street, seeing people in their cars, driving, everything.
Yeah, even with Grand Theft Auto 5, when you would change characters, the characters were doing something, right?
Yeah.
And
you got them in the middle of their day.
You got them in the middle of their day, which makes you it has that sensation of something is going on. I can back away, and they're doing something. I think they're taking that to the next level. I mean, some of the funniest things I've ever experienced was Trevor, when I would change to Trevor, and he's in a dress on the top of a mountain, drunk, waking up.
Yeah. That's that concept of perpetual. The game is perpetual, like it's always on, always going.
And it's been
Trevor's still living his life.
Yeah, still that was when did
5 years
5
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
So they've had 5 years to perfect
that
and even take it further.
And their entire company is working on it. Like it's not just one branch of them.
Yeah, so like when you
Everybody's working on it.
load up Grand Theft Auto, you'll see the different Rockstar symbols. This time it's one unified Rockstar logo, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the brand. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, I think with an
And I think-
undertaking like this,
you
have
need
to.
that extra. Yeah, you need all that extra help.
So I want to read a quote on this from Rob Nelson. He's the co-studio head at Rockstar. He said, "We've always tried to make these worlds you can get lost in and feel like they exist when you're not even in them. That's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to blur the line between main missions and story content and side content and all kinds. Basically, you're in the world, you get put in the world. A lot of this, they showed a lot of gameplay where you're at the camp. So you have an outlaw camp, you're part of your gang, and you can sit and listen to stories at the camp. You can sit and talk to the camp. You can cook food. You can, when you go hunt, you can go, and let's talk about hunting a little bit later because that's my jams right there. You can go back, hunt. You can either go and turn in and be selfish, turn in and make money, or you can bring it back and feed your gang members and they'll appreciate it. You wake up in the morning and go get coffee and other guys are going about their business doing stuff.
Well, I just can't wait. Like you mentioned Campfire Stories,
Yeah.
right? So in Grand Theft Auto 5, was it 5? No, it was 4. You would go on dates with, you know, and I would go to the comedy club and I would laugh my head off. and I wouldn't go bowling with her. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I was waiting for it to loop. You know, they had when you go to the comedy club, it's a full 10-minute
bits, full bits,
and it's like they had Ricky Gervais on there. They have like real
comedians,
and you laugh so hard because it's a real show. That's just what Rockstar does.
That's part of the immersion.
Yeah.
Instead of they could have honed in. It's the details, right? It's the hat that falls off your head. It's going to a comedy club. They could have honed that in because it's not a. That's just a side ancillary part of the game.
It is, and it's a full 10-minute bit, right?
Yeah.
And it's I laughed so hard, and I'd be like, okay, when can I take this girl on the next date so I can go to the comedy club again to see the next show, right? And they're going to do that with Campfire Stories. It's not just going to be 3 loop stories.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to sit there and just have a good time.
Or
listening.
listen to them talk.
Yeah.
Or just different, what'd you do today type of stuff. Really, really cool. I just like that the idea of blurring the line, like between main missions, side missions, basically it's all encompassing, right? That really will help with the immersion, I think, in my mind. So what different locations? In the trailer we saw a lot of different locations. Any location that you didn't see that you want? I'll tell you the location that gets to me in the trailer. The forest, the dense forest with the mountain ranges. That was my favorite area in the first Red Dead Redemption, Tall Trees. It was very small, I hope, and it seems like this world is just super upscaled. The trees, a really immersive mountain range, tree valley place is really probably where I'm going to spend a lot of my time. Yeah. I like the forest.
Well, they were saying like it's much more, what would you call them, biomes? Like there's a lot of different. There's your West Desert. There's
I believe
trees.
they actually call them biomes.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that is the correct term.
There's like a swamp kind of area, so you're gonna have much more variety. It seems like in this one.
Yeah.
So one place I noticed, and I didn't notice it because of the environment. I noticed it because of what they were wearing.
Yeah.
So the snow
brothel?
area. Yeah.
That's what I noticed too.
The snow area.
Yeah.
And the only reason, I was like, oh, cool, snow area. But I noticed in that specific scene, they're all wearing coats and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and in other scenes, they're wearing different clothes.
You
So
think you're
I
gonna have
wonder.
cold?
Well, yeah, I wonder if maybe like
Like
when
a
you go up to the
survival
mountains.
thing?
Well, not so much survival, but maybe I don't know, maybe survival. But anyway, I was just wondering like when you go into different areas, like
Zelda had that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Zelda.
I mean, realism. You might need it.
Because they were all wearing heavy coats going up in the snow.
That's
So
true,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't know if that's just a cutscene or maybe they're kind of trying to wink at you, like, hey, in different, like when it's really hot, you're not going to want to
That
wear a
would be
jacket type
cool.
of thing.
And you'd have to eat that hot pepper to
Yeah.
warm up.
Yeah, well, that's why I was saying. Yeah, Zelda had that. They had like the temperature meter in their
Yeah.
game, which kind of, I don't
That's-
know if Rockstar would have that, but maybe something
I think
similar,
they have to. If they're talking about blurring the lines between, really trying to take open world to the next level and blurring the lines and making NBC realistic, if they don't do that, that's a huge oversight. I think you're going to absolutely have to have that.
And you're going to have to purchase the coat. And
The
you're
coat.
going to, because look at the
Or rob someone.
accessories.
Or rob someone for it.
Yeah, or shoot
Yes.
someone.
Yeah.
Or just be a cowboy and just shoot
rob someone.
Yeah.
The Wild
you're
West.
in a gang.
You notice in the trailer it said it was almost tamed.
It was almost tamed. Yeah.
Then Arthur Morgan came off the train or ferry or however,
Yeah.
and got to business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, I think, Rockstar's accessories, if you just go to those stores, and they're going to have rich people, poor people, and you're gonna have to go to that store.
Could you just skin it and make your own bear coat with like skin a bear?
Could you?
I
As a
think
cowboy?
I mean, I could. Yeah, if I was a cowboy.
Well, then you could as your character,
I mean,
as
have you
Arthur.
met Senor Pasket? Senor X1. That's me in the Wild West.
And I would just wear the skin. Just no, that's creepy. I would.
No,
make a
I
nice-
think you're gonna have to have that. Now,
nice top
what
hat.
about like thirst and hunger? Do you think that they'll have any
See,
of
but
that in there?
I don't know because
It's a fine balance because you don't want it to become that's all you're doing.
Well, yeah, you don't
but-
want it to become a survival because I don't think they're gearing towards a survival game. But they did talk about you could bring your food back to the camp. And
Yes.
the camp would help you. So I don't know.
think there's going to be an element.
I don't
of
know.
that.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be an element.
Absolutely. In the other games, you could get drunk and just waddle around.
but it wasn't required. You know what I mean? Like, is this going to be more survival?
You want it to be required to get drunk.
Yeah.
Well, you are a cowboy, maybe.
What I want to know and what I want to talk about is not so much. I mean, I know the game's not even here, but like your post DLC content. I don't want to get too much into it. But do you think, given what they've done with Grand Theft Auto Online, I mean, they have DeLoreans in Grand Theft Auto Online, right? Do you think sky's the limit for Red Dead post-launch? Like, for example, Red Dead 2. I mean, for example, in Red Dead Redemption, we had that zombie DLC, which for some reason didn't feel out of place. You
No,
know
it
what I mean?
didn't.
Like it was like
They did
it's
such a good
like
job with
it
it.
felt like I do think so. Well, I was thinking about that this week after the trailer came out.
Is Sky's the limit?
But I wonder,
with
yeah, I
their
wonder
online
with their
version?
online mode or anything
Can
really.
I,
you know,
can I answer?
Yeah,
Because of Back to the Future 3, we can have anything.
this is true.
I mean,
And
that was the train DeLorean, right?
Yeah.
You can go anywhere.
I don't like talking, post launch because the game's not even out yet. I mean, maybe we'll have too much to do in the game. They won't need post stuff, right? But I was just wondering. I was thinking about DLCs and expansions and stuff like that. And Grand Theft Auto 5 is pretty much all online DLCs, right? And honestly, Sky really is the limit. They don't even care. I mean, they put in Hot
You
Wheels.
can have
and
Doc
hamster
Brown
ball,
come
you know what I
in
mean?
and then take him wherever he wants.
That's why I went. And then thinking
Doc Holliday.
And then, like I said, yeah, that would be cool. And then, like I said, thinking of Undead Nightmare, and it honestly did not feel out of place in that game. You know what I mean,
they
that's
didn't
why.
go, I mean, it was still zombies for the Wild West. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
zombies with machine guns.
no. But that's what I'm wanting. Can you do that? Will I mean, that's
Call of Duty did it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you could do cool stuff. You could take like Last Samurai because it takes place probably around the same time.
you have the
period,
samurai
and you
come
have
to
the samurai
America,
come
and you're
to
like,
America.
oh crap!
Oh my goodness! Like you could do crazy stuff like that.
You get the Gatling thing, and you're mowing them down.
I'm sure there'll be a Gatling. There was a Gatling gun in the. Wait, when did the Gatling gun come out? Yeah. It was in like in the 60s, 70s, right? 1860s. When I say,
Yeah, like Civil War. I think
we'll
was
have
the
a
first
Gatling
remnants
gun
of it.
easy. We'll have it several
Mira's
times
in
the
chat says Grand Theft Auto had aliens. Red Dead might have them too. Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead. Keep in mind, remember Red Dead had some religiosity, Mysterio.
Well, are we talking about
men.
Red Dead 1?
Red Dead 1.
Okay.
So I think that will definitely come back. They had the Abraham Lincoln death guy.
Yeah, who
was
was that
there.
guy?
game. People think he was Satan.
Yeah.
That's the one of the theories.
One
I
of the
wonder, and this I honestly think this is what happened. I think someone forgot to put in like the last 3 missions before launch of that guy, and they're just like, oh, I think a lot of that stuff happens.
That email wasn't
Yeah,
sent.
no, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of that stuff
Be
happens
sure
in
to
games
upload
without us knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're
just
just
write
like,
it off as art.
yeah, just
Like, oh, that was just
It
artistic.
was on the list of add to executable file.
They wait. They
and they're
wait.
just like, they think he's Satan. Just leave it in.
Yeah,
Just
leave it.
let it.
It
Let
makes
it,
us look genius.
Don't put it. Yeah.
It's like when people analyze your art at like an art gallery or something. and
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I just drew a picture of a shoe. But they think this is commentary on the state of society, post class, blah blah blah.
Yeah, no.
Yes, I meant to.
That's exactly
I
what
meant to
was
make
going
that
for.
statement. Or like, what's the book you read with Piggy? What's that book with Piggy?
Piggy?
Yeah,
Like Miss Piggy?
No, Piggy.
With Kermit the Frog
It's
and
with all the
Piggy,
kids that get
Over
stuck
the
on
rainbow?
all the kids that get stuck on an island, and Piggy.
Oh,
is
Lord of the Flies?
Lord of the Flies.
Oh.
So I think like the dude that wrote Lord of the Flies just wanted to write an adventure book of kids stuck on an island, and then everybody was
became
like,
this
"Oh, this
huge-
is commentary on the breakdown of society, without
like-
civilization, without rules and structure."
think
And he's
that's
like,
like-
he's like, "Yeah, that what you said."
If I'm remembering it right, I think that's what Bob Dylan, because like a lot of his music, I think because it's so abstract, people think, whoa, that means this or that means that. And
And
he's like, no,
Yeah.
you can figure it out yourself. I don't know. I was high when I wrote that.
Grim Productions says we could have Cowboys versus Aliens. Polka Fraud says Marsden versus Terminator. So I think they can. I think Rockstar doesn't take anything off the table.
Yeah.
I think they say, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, what's really interesting, and you can really see them building off the foundation of especially Grand Theft Auto 5 because they talk a lot about heists.
Yeah.
And you can see them building off the foundation of the heists in Grand Theft Auto 5, right?
Yeah.
One of the coolest scenes, and they mentioned this in the IGN video, and it's actually in the trailer, is he puts the dynamite sticks in the vaults.
Yeah.
And like a domino effect, they all like blow open
up,
in this
yeah.
like cinematic view, and it's all in game and really cool.
Sure.
Another thing, I think the camp is going to be built off your apartment in Grand Theft Auto Online. Like maybe you can build up your camp. They haven't talked a lot about it, but
No.
maybe you can build up your
Yeah,
camp.
in online mode somehow.
Yeah. Not even just online
You know what I
mode,
think
but
they'll have? What is it called where you homesteading? I bet you in online mode you can homestead. Like
have like your own camp,
you
or your own
homestead
ranch.
this land.
The
You just gotta
McFarlane-
make improvements
the,
on it, and then it's yours type of deal.
What was
and that's
that
they
lady's
call it.
name? Bonnie McFarlane's
Bonnie
ranch.
McFarland, yeah.
her ranch. You come on down and
Bonnie
the only thing
McFarland.
I hope they do, and if they don't do it, I think it's a huge mistake and a huge letdown. I hope that there is Mexican standoffs before each multiplayer.
That's
match.
the
a must.
greatest
That
thing.
was the best. When you won that free for all, and you're just like, okay, someone,
Everyone
please,
chooses
someone
a
don't
random-
aim for
Oh.
me, and like that's the only way you won is just if you got lucky and no one
It
aimed
was
for
like
you.
almost.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah, so that was As long as they have that, I don't care what else.
I remember the first time I loaded up and did that.
you're like,
I was laughing so hard.
Everybody's like sitting
Well,
there.
even in the lobby when we're about to start, it's a fist fight.
Yeah,
right?
everybody's punching each other. And
It's a brawl.
hey, but with 3 full studio, or I mean, their entire global
The Globe
department,
working on it.
we might be able to connect online.
I think
Well,
so.
I think Grand Theft Auto 5 technically was done the same way because the credits have, Rockstar San
Yeah.
Diego, Rockstar.
I don't think it was like heavily like. I
Because
think
every studio was on that.
But I think it was like this was the main developer, and then these guys helped out with
Like
assets
a
and stuff
feature.
like that. You know what I
think
mean?
this is the first time they've gone.
Yeah, and that the
Those
what
guys made the tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Everything worldwide.
Well, and this is the way he explains it. Like this is everybody is 100% working on this game. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they've had
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Except, although, Grand Theft Auto Online, they've had a couple of tweaks there, here or there. So.
Well, and I actually I jumped into Grand Theft Auto Online recently, and I did connect and play a little bit, and it is fun.
So I do have a question regarding Red Dead Redemption from someone in the community. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk about the community play. We had a community play this last week. It was Battlefield 1. It
Yeah.
was freaking awesome. It was...
Best $4 I ever spent,
yes.
or $2. You spent 2, and I spent 2.
I spent 2,
yeah.
you spent 2. So, Jordan, let's talk about the community play. We do a community play every month. Our next community play, because of E3 and stuff, we're having to space these out. We've got a lot going on. So our next community play is this month, May 26th, Saturday, May 26th. It's going to be Halo. So we're
Ooh,
going to jump
yeah.
back into Halo. And the only reason we're jumping, I wanted to do Battlefield again, but we had some issues this last. Let's put it this way: when you jump in and play that game, so much. It's like Grand Theft Auto. When you jump
when
in
you're
online,
playing,
when
it's
you're playing,
fantastic.
so
It's
fun.
Getting there,
Getting in
the
sometimes
journey
can be frustrating. Jordan, explain what happened.
Well, so we played it. We all jumped in a match, and it was a lot of fun. And I thought, hey, I think I had $13 Microsoft cash just sitting in the bank there.
It's just
So
burning a hole through
on
your
the
pocket.
Microsoft bank. So I was like, well, hey, we're playing. We got enough people. Why don't I just rent a server for 24 hours and we'll just do whatever we want. And then we can keep the matches going, maps small. You know what I mean? So I do that. And what did we do? Did we get into at least one game?
We got into one right away.
Oh, yeah, we got into one. And
Is this on a private server?
yeah, on a private server. I didn't know that you actually needed 10 people. So we were one guy short.
But then,
And the
but then
game
we
went
started
started, but
in
then
public.
then people started coming in, and we got our 10 people, which was great, and we started playing. But then all of a sudden, like all these random public people started coming in, which is fine. It was still a lot of fun, but we wanted it to just be
We were
us.
gonna
So
try
I was
to
like,
have,
okay,
like,
let me
5v5
fix
or
this.
10v10.
So I was going to password protect it, and right, and just give everybody the password. You'd
Big
think that
mistake
would work. Yeah,
on
big
your own
mistake
server.
when you're try and
Your own server
fix your
that
own
you're
server.
renting.
I go to try and I make a sweet playlist. We are switching up between team deathmatch, war pigeons, and different game modes, different
War
maps.
Pigeons is awesome.
New
So
maps.
fun. I
Yeah.
never played that before, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
It's
fun.
super fast.
Yeah, it is.
Can I explain
Like-
that before you move on? Can I explain that mode to people who haven't played it yet? I had never played that before. I just played mostly Conquest, sometime Team Deathmatch. Really never War Pigeons. Basically, there's 3 pigeons that you got to send off. You got to go find the pigeon. You got to hold the pigeon for a certain
You
amount
gotta
of
write a
time.
note home.
And then
Yeah.
you let it go in the air.
You write a letter to your mother.
Yes. When it goes in the air, the opposing team can shoot it down. But if you get 3 off in the air before the other team does, you win.
Yeah.
That's it. But the way that they shrink the maps, and it's so fast. It's. I think it's
There
one of
was
their most
one
intense
time
game
when
modes.
my team shot down the pigeon.
Dude, it was, and
Yeah.
everybody
We
was
all
like,
shot
"Shut
Everybody
up!"
just like aimed up and
I
just
just started shooting.
unloaded.
I didn't even know where it was. I was just shooting into the sky.
And then all of a sudden the pigeon.
Oh, it was so good. Anyways,
we
War
don't
Pigeons.
even know who shot it.
Yeah, but
So,
it went down.
Played War Pigeons. Went to try to make
Yeah,
it private
so-
on our
so-
server that we rented.
Yeah,
that you spent money on.
with our $2. And then I set up this great playlist. We have Team Deathmatch, War Pigeons. I had a couple like old maps, new maps. It was a great playlist, and I'm excited to play it. And didn't work.
Didn't work at all.
Couldn't save the settings. Couldn't log into
Nobody
the
could get
server.
in.
It was awful.
Didn't we eventually get it to work by making it public?
No,
so what happened is I spent another $2.
Yeah, David spent $2, and
to
his
get
broke.
another one, and then it didn't work. So just buying it, there was a glitch on specifically at that time, probably for all servers. So then we did air mode, public air raid matches, which
We
are
kinda got
really
bored of.
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, super cool experience, really fun flying that,
It was
but
kinda
really hard.
hard,
I
yeah.
don't think I think I shot down maybe one person. Really hard. Went back, finally got the server to work, and then we jumped in and finished.
But by that
finished-
time, we were almost done, because everybody
2
had to
hours
leave and
later,
stuff. Yeah.
we got into a match. on
2
a
hours
private
and
server.
$4 later.
But that team deathmatch, it was 98 to 100.
Dude,
I
that was a
believe the
good
score at
match.
the
Yeah,
end.
that was a good game. I don't even know. I can't remember if it was my team or the
No,
other
my
team.
team
that
won. I always remember
team
my
lost.
wins.
We were
It's
we
important.
we tied it at like 90, went ahead to like 92, 93, or it might have been even closer. We tied it at like 94.
Oh, that's right.
Jumped
Yeah,
to
that's right.
96. Tied it. Oh, it was so good.
I
so intense.
remember I was laughing so hard because I knew you were mad.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Me?
because
snipe him or
I
something?
would have been pissed.
Did he
I was
spawn
mad?
and you sniped him?
Well, because what happened is
Oh
I-
no! Is this when I didn't say anything and left for a while?
Yeah.
I was taking a walk, so I don't remember what happened.
Because I
And
laughed.
I was pissed.
I laughed so hard because I knew because I would have been mad. Like I knew you were mad. It was nothing against you. It happened to happen. You know, what had happened is I shot Mark in the head because I was a sniper at the time, and he died. And I was like, "Oh, I got your mark, haha!" You know, like you usually do when you
Yeah.
get friends. And then I'm sitting in my spot and I'm moving on, and all of a sudden I see some medic like I'm watching him
respawn.
run
Oh,
over to
yeah.
you. And I'm
Like-
like, "Oh, okay." So I'm waiting for him to stop, and what he does, my cursor is still on your dead head.
Yeah, I remember this.
He revives you. So
Do you know why I was so
I
mad?
shot you again,
Let me explain why I was
and I
so
got
mad.
full points.
I had just went through like 6 different loading screens
Oh yeah, to get into the
to
game.
get into the
To
game. I went into some airplane mode, and then another one, and they really have you go through a lot of loading screens to play. Then that happens.
Yeah,
I
and
had
that
to
was-
take a walk.
So I shot,
was so mad.
and it was like it wasn't like anything personal. It was just like he's gonna revive him. So I shot Mark again, and he died. And then I shot the medic that was there too, and it was a really good moment
Well,
for me
then-
as a sniper.
then-
and then I got shot.
Then
you know.
Spicy came back in vengeance and started killing people, and he killed me, and then he came over and teabagged me, and then someone shot him, I think, while he was teabagging me, and then I went over, I reloaded and shot him, and went over and teabagged him. So fun. Dude, that is the kind of stuff that only happens in community plays. Come and join us May 26th. Noon Eastern
Anyway,
is
it was-
when we get started.
Nothing
We're going to be
personal.
doing
It just-
Halo.
it was hilarious.
And we do Halo custom games because let me tell you, there is nothing like the Halo custom
There's nothing
games.
like doing a match at Death Star when you
They
don't know
are
what you're doing.
so fun. If you want a good time, May 26th, Saturday, May 26th, we will be doing Halo.
man.
Come and join us.
Go
then.
check out our actual, our I don't know whose feed it is in, but you can see one of our community plays where someone gets body slammed.
In
on
fact,
the
on
death-
YouTube, you can
on
see
the
some of
death-
our
yeah.
community plays there.
Yeah,
so go check
on-
those
on
out.
Oh, it's fantastic.
on the Halo deathmatch mode.
Andres RMD writes in and wants to know, since we're talking about Red Dead Redemption, he wants to know who is your favorite Red Dead Redemption character, why, and do you hope they'll be in Red Dead
Can we?
Redemption 2?
We should exclude John Marsden because
Yeah, you can't. Okay, exclusion John Marston. So
'Cause
besides
the
John
protagonist, you're a bad egg.
Marston,
right?
who can I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like, and I forget his name. Is it Sam? Is Sam his name? The Grave
Seth.
Digger.
The
Seth.
Grave
Seth.
Digger
Is it
is
Seth?
so
Seth
funny.
the Grave Digger. A weird dude, but hilarious.
Yeah.
He's kind of like
A weird dude that you don't
he's
mind
kind of
hanging
like
out with.
a more psychotic, mentally ill Trevor.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say me.
No, Trevor, right? Because Trevor's a weird dude, but Trevor's just crazy. This
Yeah.
guy is sick. Seth he's got issues, right?
Dude, the cutscenes with him are so funny.
Also, I do hope, because I really do like Abraham Reyes.
Dude, that guy.
I think
When
he
you meet him
manipulates
during his
people
revolution.
so well, and he's all about himself. I think what would be cool if they nod to him like he's a teenager or something. Like before the
in an
revolution,
alley
you
with-
get
with
to
a
see him. He
prostitute.
does. There's like a little. I don't know, cameo with him or something that you run across his path.
Probably
somehow.
him in a brothel or something like that.
Yeah,
he
him.
was quite the
no.
character.
Like what would be funny? He's like an altar boy. Like I think that would be cool. Just
Yeah.
completely opposite of what you see him as in Red Dead Redemption 1. Anybody, Mr. McSpicy, who do you want to see, or who is your favorite character? So mine is Seth. I just think he
Seth is
adds
so
he
funny.
adds them some crazy, weird, twisted humor, dark
so
that I oddly like.
So I ended up my character that I really like in the first one, I ended up not liking him at first, but as he spoke and talked and did his things, and the guy you get the Gatling gun from, the merchant dude
The-
that
Oh,
sells
yeah. Snake oil
That's
salesman?
fine. Yeah,
Snake oil salesman?
Nigel West Dickens.
Nigel West,
man.
oh.
He is so funny.
He is. He has no spine.
Well,
he's
he's-
scared all the time and always trying to rip you
The
off.
things he says is so hilarious. Oh my god!
When-
yeah,
when
I'm a huge Nigel fan.
When he sells people the anti-zombie cream, and they John Marston was like, I think that attracts them. And he was like, oh,
No, it repels them.
No.
but it actually doesn't.
yeah.
He was hilarious.
I think he's probably one of mine too.
He's
well, and
so
I think
funny.
I really liked the whole. I There are more serious characters, but the McFarlane Ranch storyline and like her family, like I think that was good.
I like what Rockstar does. They do this in Grand Theft Auto as well, so it's not out of the norm. But I like the crazy side, the stories of just random people in the world. For instance, the old man that you help because his wife is sick.
Oh, the old people.
The old people.
yeah.
Oh,
And
and
they-
Grand Theft Auto
nuts.
5, that's so fun. Where you get all the the parts of people or whatever. Oh my god!
But in Red Dead Redemption, remember the old guy that you help
and
in
like
the
you take it
swamps?
back to his
He's
wife.
out in
and
the middle
you're
of nowhere, and you take it back
Oh.
to his wife, and his wife is dead.
Bone.
oh yeah,
Bone.
and that was like a mind jarring.
Sitting in a
like-
chair, and it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
and he's crazy. He's just snapped. He's
So
a
that's
hermit.
like that's a gritty crazy, right? That's
Yeah.
like a dark crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like in Grand Theft Auto 5,
where,
the
where
old
they,
people.
they
where
want where they want you to take pictures of celebrities and like steal their stuff. Yeah.
well, even in Grand Theft Auto 4, one of my favorite characters is Brucey.
That guy was funny. The roid junkie.
the shark testosterone and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh my gosh, that Rockstar nails characters. They do so
Also,
good.
I like the inventors in Red Dead Redemption a lot, and then eventually, and you see them a couple times, and you help them get parts because they're creating these inventions, and then he jumps off the cliff with his fly machine, and he just dies. He dies, and you're like,
so funny.
oh my goodness! And his body's legit down there the rest of the game with the machine crashed.
I know you do this whole like
Does this whole
quest
thing, and
line.
you're like, yeah, this is
He's
awesome.
gonna fly.
And isn't it it's a father and son thing, right?
Well, I think it was the brother. They were brother. It was like supposed to be the right type brothers
Yeah.
type of thing, right?
but they
You
were
know?
wong.
And they,
Did both of them jump off or only one?
I don't know.
Like,
I
can't
think only
remember
one
any.
did,
But
and that's
that
what made
was-
it more sad.
That was so funny. Just
they just go down, and you're like watching them from the cliff.
so good. That's so good.
So good. Anyways, they do some. So Jordan, what about you? What's your favorite character? In
Well,
Red Dead
it's hard
Redemption
because I really like the whole McFarlane Ranch storyline. They were good characters. Nigel West Dickens is funny. I like the Marshal. You meet. I think. Do you meet him in Armadillo? Yeah, he's just like a cool guy.
I do hope Armadillo.
He's
so
like, "Put the
we
gun
do
away,
know,
deputy."
We do know the
Blackwater.
swamp. Blackwater's going to be there.
Yeah, the
for
city.
sure. So, but I do hope Armadillo's there. Or if not Armadillo, remember there's that outpost way off on the full west side of the map, and it's in the desert, and it's like a casino. There's a casino out there.
I remember
like a
the
little ranch
mines
type
up
thing.
north.
Yeah, there was mines. Anyways, I hope Armadillo's in there somewhere, or some type of town like that. I like the desert towns. I think that's cool. That's like the West when you think of it, those desert towns. Anyways, good times. Thank you, Andres, for writing that in. Guess what, guys? It is the first of the month,
All
which
right.
means it's time. It's time for our Patreon giveaway this month.
Do you want me to do anything special with music or anything?
I will do like you choose. Surprise
Intent?
Me. Surprise me when we announce the winner here. So every month we do a giveaway to our Patreon subscribers. If you want to be included, we give away a video game. Just head over to Patreon, patreon.com/positive gaming, or XoneBros.com/support, or just go to us and hit the support button and go check out our Patreon. Over there, we give a game away. This month's winner gets to choose between Monster Hunter, Far Cry 5,
Ooh.
or
Ooh.
State of Decay 2.
Oh.
All excellent games. And the winner of this month's... Oh, here
See,
it
I
is.
should have done this at the beginning. This doesn't just tickles the right
Bulls,
spots,
baby.
right?
The Bulls.
Oh,
And the winner, coming in at 6'1", 215 pounds, on offense, guard...
you're number 23.
Your number 23, Brandon Joel Pinnell. Come on down, Brandon. Yes, congratulations. Oh, that's not a sad one. Oh man, there it is, clapping. Yes, congratulations, Brandon.
Oh,
We will be shooting you an email about your game
Oh,
choice
man.
and getting that sent out to you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for everybody who chooses to support us every week. Even if you just like the show, like us on iTunes, support or leave a review, share us with your friends, and also everybody who supports us on Discord. So Brandon, thank you very much. Enjoy your game, friend, and we'll get that out to you shortly. And with that, let's get this show on the road. Jordan, tell me, besides Red Dead Redemption, because we've covered it all, what happened? What else happened?
So that
Because
is...
in my world, honestly, that's all that happened.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. Guys, I cannot tell you. I told Mark, I put this on Slack. I don't think I've been more excited for it. This trailer did it for me. I was kind of like, I mean, I was excited for it, but it didn't hit home until this week where the trailer came. But more importantly, all the features that they talked about. Because here was my worry. They've set the bar so high. Red Dead Redemption was so good. It's my favorite game ever. How do you beat that? I don't know if you can. This gave me hope. Gave me hope that they can. That like I am so excited that like I feel it inside of me, like anxiety, but not anxiety. You know, I feel it.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so news.
Oh, okay.
We do have.
Thanks
Hey,
for just brushing
yes.
aside my feelings and my.
Well, I mean,
I just opened up to you guys
here's-
and you just brushed it aside. Thanks.
Here's
Thanks
what
so much.
happened. I mean, ever since you saw this stuff, you've been nonstop talking about it. Like
Nonstop.
even when you came into the door, you're like, "So let's talk about
This.
So we're just like done.
I'm like a walking dictionary of Red Dead Redemption at this point.
You are?
Yeah, basically am. Yeah. I even was reading all the wikias on all of the characters and the theories behind who they are. Oh, so good.
Yeah. So I don't mean to bring this up again, but IGN did that kind of in-depth like digesting the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do they know all these people's names?
The wikis, and I bet you, in order to do that, they probably had to go back and play the game, or at least
Or they
watch
just
all
make
the
stuff
cutscenes.
up.
This is Frankie G from the Whitewater area, and
Because it's all theory, right? So, I mean,
well, they like put
No, yeah,
arrows
they
on their
do,
head.
yeah.
They're like, "This is Susie. She's got red hair."
Well, because in between
Well, I
the
guess
different
I-
characters, though, they've mentioned all their names and
Oh,
showed them.
see, I
characters.
haven't. I generally stay away from trailers and stuff just to
You want it completely fresh, completely
Yeah.
blind.
You should. Do you know how hard it was to stay away from like Infinity War trailers and Infinity War discussions and all that stuff? That was hard for me.
Yeah.
That was really hard.
Well, I made the mistake of bringing it up in Mixer during one of my streams, and someone kind of gave something away without trying to. It was an honest mistake by them, and I was just like, I deleted it right away and didn't even. I tried to forget it, put it out of my mind. I actually don't remember what it was now, so I did a good job.
Yeah.
When it happens in the movie, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I remember. They told me.
Yeah, it's.
So you saw that movie?
I did see that movie, and you guys haven't seen that movie.
Not yet. No.
I'm not going to say anything to spoil anything. My favorite Marvel movie, easy.
Really? So what? Prior to this, what was your favorite Marvel movie?
Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier.
that was very good.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because that was more like a political thriller, kind of. You
That
know.
was very good.
No, this movie's so good.
Really, really,
Oh, it's so good. I honestly can't wait to go see it again.
really. Okay, Tuesday,
Tuesday, let's go.
Tuesday, as they say across the pond. Tuesday.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, I want to see it again.
Oh man.
And I don't get it like this with all movies, right?
No, you really don't.
I love that show.
Very cool. Well, that's good. I'm
Yeah.
excited. You made me excited to see it. I'm not as excited as I am for Red Dead Redemption 2,
No.
but I'm still very excited.
I've seen it, and I'm excited still for it.
All right, Jordan. So tell us what is happening besides Red Dead Redemption. Any other big news stories happened this week?
Yeah. So Beyond Good and Evil 2 showed off some new
I
gameplay
did not
footage.
get a chance to see this. What?
Yeah, so it
how
looks
does
really cool.
look?
So you can, if you've never played Beyond Good and Evil, you can actually play it via backward compatibility.
Okay.
Kind of, it's like you're space pirates essentially, right? You know. So in this one, same thing. You're space pirates. It didn't show off anything like too intense because it's supposedly still in pretty, I mean, not super early, but early stages, right?
Okay.
They showed off some flying and they showed off some different animations. It's just kind of, it's like, just like a little developer diary, you know. But it was really cool. So it was really, it looks good.
Does it really?
Looks good.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
go
And you
have to
create
look
your
this
own
up.
space. Whenever I see this, I never played the first one, but whenever I see this game, I think Firefly, the game. You know,
I
you're kinda
do
just
love
like
me
space.
some
Yeah.
I'm
Firefly.
in.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Enough said. Done.
Yeah.
Well, and what's cool about this one is you actually make, in the first game you were a set character, right? In this one, supposedly you make your own space pirate, and sky's the limit. You can be human, you can be pig, you can be
Pig?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you ever seen the cover?
Have
for
you
this
seen the
game?
cover? Like there's
It's
a
all
pig.
pigs.
Yeah, you can be a pig, like a talking humanoid pig.
That's cool.
Yeah, different races.
I bet
different...
I taste delicious.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just really cool
Yeah.
to check it out. I'm really excited. I actually have the first game on backward compatibility because everybody says it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm
I'm-
excited
you
to
know,
play
I might
it
go
and
check
then
that out.
jump into maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2 when it comes out.
So
Fortnite added season 4 and to Mark's
Chagrin.
reply or request,
request.
they started it literally the day after season 3 ended.
Yeah.
Season 3 ended and then they're like, okay, we'll start it.
It's so dumb to have days in between seasons. This is
I think that's how people go outside. Maybe that's why they do it.
I'm a huge Overwatch fan, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Their original season gap was 2 weeks.
Whoa, that's big time.
They don't do that anymore because I'll bet you they had a huge drop off.
Yeah.
I still don't know why they wait 3 days in between seasons. The coding's done.
Yeah.
They've already uploaded it to Microsoft.
pressing the
They
start
have their
button.
own servers on PC. I think it's a mistake to get people to not play their game.
Mm-hmm.
And Fortnite, they just, flip that switch. Okay,
So
we're now on the next season.
What do you think? Because we don't know, obviously, so this is all speculation. What do you think is the reasoning behind that 3-day break? Or initially 2 weeks?
They want to go golfing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's really no reason. Do you think that 3 days is giving them extra coding time? No, because they've already coded it.
Well, is the
It's
theory
done.
is the theory it builds more hype? Is the theory that you take a little bit time off, and 2 weeks was probably too much. 3 days, just
That's-
enough, so that when the season launches, more players are playing it than if you were to stay consecutive.
For me, that's what gets me to stop playing the game.
Oh,
So I now play other games because they have season. I'll bet you it was season 6, and I was like, I'll go play something else. And now I only play like the last day to get my little profile picture,
yeah.
just to prove that I
so
did.
Fortnite just right away didn't.
Yeah,
didn't
so
put
they
any
came
gap.
out with season 4. The lot of change. Well, first of all, you got a whole new battle pass. You got all new skins, gliders. In my opinion, one of the best pickaxes that they've come out with.
Because the theme this time around is like superheroes, right?
I don't know what it is. Like it's superheroes, but it's still kind of space.
Alien superheroes.
Aliens.
Well, it would
too.
be like
It's like alien comic book characters.
Yeah,
maybe?
there you go.
it would be like a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Because last theme was space, wasn't it? Like they had astronauts and ships and stuff like that, right? And this
No,
one's
that
still-
was. I think that was the end of last season to prep ourselves for this season.
Well, remember, but they had like in the middle of the battle pass, you had that black spacesuit.
Oh,
that you
yeah,
got,
they
you
had
know
the
what I mean?
spacesuits,
and then
that's
you
right,
had
and
the
those
other,
are-
like the girl spacesuit, and you had the very first one was an orange spacesuit.
yeah.
Then you had like the ship gliders and stuff. But
No, yeah.
anyway, yeah. So
it's cool. So and you remember us talking about the asteroid that's coming in, and it got
Yeah.
bigger and
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
and bigger.
So what happened?
An asteroid did hit the planet.
Okay.
yeah, right in the middle of the map. The
Right-
map has changed.
Dusty Depot's gone.
Dusty's dust.
Well, half of Dusty Depot's
Okay,
gone.
half of Dusty's dust.
And once again, Fortnite's copying people. I love them for this. It's so cool. So where the big crater is, you ever see the movie Thor? Where
Yeah.
they have where the Mjolnir landed, the hammer
Sure.
landed, and
Yeah.
then they had that
Shield.
shield put around that science
Yeah.
station. It's the exact same thing.
They did
The
it.
exact
There's a
same
meat.
setup, yeah.
Except there's no hammer. It's a big
And
rock.
that's how they get away with it. It's not a hammer.
Yeah, it's so awesome. They have the exact same. I feel like it's the same layout and everything.
That is hilarious.
And they have these little like gems wherever craters are that you can like squish
Yeah,
it.
because
and grab
there's
it.
one giant crater, but there's also little craters kind of scattered throughout. I feel like
They're
there's
power ups, so you can run and jump really fast like a
there
superhero.
there are also a couple
Super
new points of interest. Like there's a drive-in movie theater up in the northeast corner that is actually in the cutscene. There's a cutscene now when you first load up season 4.
Oh.
Very cool. Like I said, there's all new skins, battle pass, everything.
Yeah.
The new skin, I don't think it's as good as John Wick, but it is pretty cool.
So what is the new skin?
the new
like,
top tier skin.
The top 100 skin. Yeah.
It's like a dark superhero suit that the eyes glow.
I'll bet you it'll get cooler
Okay.
because they added. You get one of the characters from the battle pass. You get a guy in a super suit.
Yeah.
Essentially, and you can unlock.
Oh, that was one really cool
Armor
thing they did, but yeah.
for him.
Okay.
So you do certain challenges that take the entire length of the season, and he'll get like shoulder pads, and then he'll get like arm guards, and then like nice pair of leather chaps. I don't know what else is there, right? But
Yeah.
you build him up to where he's like a huge looking superhero. I'll bet you the 100 guy has it too.
Yeah.
So it's you add on as it goes along.
Well,
and
so
it'll
you
be
you can't.
a
I
a
think
final
I
product.
think I unlock the arms and I can't add them on, but like you unlock a suit in pieces. So the way they do their unlocks now is they're not just giving you stars anymore; they're giving you actual rewards. So like.
Okay.
Some still
Well,
give
they
you
still give you stars,
They
yeah.
still give you stars on a lot of the challenges to level up your battle rank, right? But there's actually one challenge week that's in there where you have to complete literally every single challenge, and they give you it's like a mystery thing. What they give you like mystery pictures and stuff. But other challenges, one challenge gives you a pickaxe, another
Okay.
challenge gives you that suit you have to unlock, which looks really cool. And then another challenge gives you loading screen tiles. There was one more. What was it?
But that's the free battle.
Yeah,
thing.
those are the free challenges. But even in the week-to-week challenges, there's like you get emote instead of the start. You know what I mean? So they're kind of experimenting and adding new things, which I think is kind of cool. It keeps the challenges fresh.
So Fortnite dropped. Season 4 started right away.
The next day, it was 10 gig update.
How good is it?
Oh, it's really good.
That's really good.
So
Fortnite does a really good job at keeping.
So you
people
like
around.
these changes?
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
changes are a big plus for you.
Yeah. They
Interesting.
don't miss. They just go, let's just watch what movie we watching this weekend.
Yeah.
4? Sweet. Let's just make that in the game.
There's gonna be a Loki suit that you can.
I'm
that would be
sure.
awesome. A Loki suit.
But they'll call him Heike.
Haiku.
Haiku.
Instead of Loku.
And it'll be a
Loki.
poem.
Yeah.
Overwatch.
that's-
Speaking of new maps, Overwatch. has
Yeah,
a new map.
Overwatch has the new Rialto map, which is basically Venice, is what it kind of looks like. It's very Venice themed. If you don't know where Venice
Why'd
is,
they call it Rialto then? Rialto is a place in Southern California. It's a hole.
this place definitely isn't a hole.
Sorry if you're from Rialto, but
yeah.
you probably know better than I do.
But yeah, there's it's a new map. It looks cool. It's very Venice themed, is what I
bet
first
you-
thought. Venice themed. Right?
I'll bet you money
Venice
that-
is the city that has water.
that there. Yes.
If you didn't know.
Thank you. You want me to hit that the more you
Yeah.
know sound again? Because I can do it. Never mind. It's too late. Never mind.
Oh, there it is.
There you
it
go.
is.
I sometimes have to dig into these sound panels. Okay, I'll bet you there's a town called Rialto near Venice or something or around there that we named it after. Like we just named Rialto after that town. I'll bet you there was an original Rialto.
But Rialto exists in Southern California.
That's what I'm saying. In Europe, where people were hundreds of years before we were.
I see what you're saying.
I'll bet you, because we even have a
okay.
Paris somewhere in
Oh,
Texas.
okay.
No, there's a Paris, Idaho. There's a Paris, Idaho.
There is Paris, Idaho. You're right. I mean,
Yeah.
New England, New York, New Mexico,
New Hampshire,
New Hampshire.
New Jersey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Boom.
See? I'll bet you Rialto's a real place.
New Rialto.
in like Europe, Europe, the Mediterranean somewhere or something like that.
It's probably a dive too.
Yeah.
It's a dive on the ocean. This is
Uh,
Rialto's a dive in the Inland Empire.
if-
This one's a dive in the ocean.
Yeah. If you're an
Rialto's
Xbox,
actually not that bad. It's I give it a hard time because our team got in a team fight with them in high school.
So
when we
you played against the actual Rialto team in high school?
Rialto team in high
And
school.
so
yeah.
you're putting a huge stereotype on this town just because
prejudice, yeah,
of a high
because of 11 players on another team,
from 11 players that you got in a fight with,
or
or your team got
our
in a
team
fight
did.
with.
Yeah,
team fight.
See, I
Cleared the benches.
yeah.
cleared the benches.
I'll bet you were involved somehow. You probably just said something or instigated and walked away.
I'll tell you afterwards what happened. But no, it wasn't me. I was like the third guy. I was on the field. Saw one of my players, one of my friends.
And then you're like,
pounced
jumping
on.
on this.
Said, "Oh no, no.
You're the wingman.
No. I'm wingman status."
So you
thing.
jumped in because I've been with you when you hopped on a guy, and
yeah.
instead of joining,
I am
I
the-
pulled you
I've
off.
been the instigator. I have been the
See,
instigator.
why didn't you
sometimes.
join? Like, that's half the fun.
Because
No, I
of
did
jail.
learn valuable lessons. I have learned valuable lessons. Let me
Back
tell- let
then,
me
he
share.
was a kid. He was a kid. Up until 18, you have like a little get out of jail card.
Yeah. Something I learned. So when I first moved here, so something in California, playing sports,
Oh,
the type of trash that you talk is very much on the field appropriate, right? And when you play rec, you really don't do that because if you do, you're going to be shot by some dude, right? Like you just,
there's a level of respect.
there's a level of respect and politeness that has to exist because if it doesn't in California, Southern California, especially playing soccer, you're getting jumped and shot if you don't show that respect, and vice versa. Like they respect you too as a result.
Yeah.
I move here. And
to
it's like,
Utah. To Utah.
It's like first of all, it's rec soccer, so it's not even high level.
I think it was like-
well, it's pretty high level for rec soccer.
Was
Like,
it
there's
the,
a lot of decent players here, but not like we're not playing for anything.
Well,
and like the stuff people say, I couldn't believe it. So it's like
there's a T-shirt on the line.
what? Yeah, there's literally a T-shirt on
T-shirt on the line
that you
for the
basically
season.
pay. That you basically pay for.
Yeah, that you already
anyways.
paid for.
it's like what is? And so that took huge culture shock here. It took a lot of adjustment because I'd be like, what did you just say? What is going? Because don't talk. Like, why do you got to say that for? Like, that's incredibly. So that took a. Now it doesn't. Now it wouldn't.
Do you know
bother
how
me.
I trash talk in
Now it wouldn't
soccer?
bother me.
Dude, I I don't go the normal route, right? I attack your family honor.
Oh.
Like it's like I know your family. They'd be so embarrassed to have you.
You throw like the guilt trip. You're like a guilt trip talker. Like,
Didn't some guy
would your
actually
mother-
ask you
would-
to stop making fun of him
would your
on the
mother,
soccer field?
would your mother appreciate? the
But
way
see,
that
I
you-
was joking with that guy, and then he actually was like taking offense.
Would your mother appreciate the way that you're
Yeah.
speaking to me right now?
That is like, and like it changes. They're like go droopy eyes, and they're like all sad. That's how you do it. You go right for the jugular.
Well-
that way.
what's
Anyways,
funny
what I
is-
learned here, because growing up in high school, I would just swing like no problem. I mean, you're on the, hey, you're messing with my friend. That's it. It's go time. But here,
The
as
team
I'm
honor.
like an adult, well, I wasn't really adult in my 20s, but more of an adult, supposed to be more of an adult. I would just go and push someone. No, I learned if you're gonna, I learned this because I got beat up a couple times. Got hurt. If you're gonna go in and like push someone,
You just
instead
swing.
of pushing them, just punch them. Like that. That's it. If you've reached the line that you're gonna push someone back, you've just got to swing. Like you swing, you hit first.
I believe like
I will teach my kids that if you're going to fight, you punch first.
I believe that's what Kratos said.
Kratos, yeah, right?
I believe the Civil War did that. What they call it, total war.
No, man,
Well,
'cause-
I
When you don't-
remember
because I'd
You
go
don't
in
just attack the armies,
because
right?
I'd go in thinking like, okay, I just got to push this guy to let him know, hey man, I'm not taking that crap, and I'd push him and he'd punch me back. They're like, wait a minute,
Didn't he actually slap
I
you?
was just pushing you.
Well, see, a slap actually is quite common because
Yeah, I remember there was a guy. Didn't he just like he slapped you and you were like, what? And then
There's
you know,
there's the stories that I can't tell
yeah.
on thing here. Yeah.
Well, I remember
One
'cause-
kid pissed me off.
well,
I'll
David,
tell you
you,
this one.
you-
One kid pissed me off because kid, this don't tell anybody about this. This one stays.
This stays
us.
between everybody on the listing.
Okay, one time this kid was like talking trash. It's the end of the game. We get like a free kick. We need to score a goal or something. So what do? I go and stand on the line, and my idea is just kick it right at me. Mark's got like super cannon shot.
I do, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Mark,
I got
I've been-
tree trunks
Just
as
kick it
legs.
right
I've
at
been
me
in the
or
way
under
of
my
this.
legs. It's a common tactic used, and you just turn to the side or you spread your legs, whatever you do. Anyways, the kid next to me gets next to me and just grabs my shirt, and I'm like, "Hey, ref, you see this? You see this?" Ref doesn't do anything, so I tell him, "I'm like, please let go of my shirt. This just
This is how calm and
not
Yeah.
don't touch my shirt." So he doesn't let go. So I take my hand.
Oh, this is the guy I pulled you off of.
So I take my hand and I credit card him. And if you don't know what a credit card is, look it up. I take my hand and I just right up there, just straight. And he turns around and slaps me, and I tackle him. And Mark's pulled me up, and the crowd doesn't know what's happening. And so I hear like people in the stand, I don't know, his parents or his girlfriend or something in the stands, like, "What happened?" And he's like, "He shoved his fingers up my bottom." It's like, well, no, I didn't do that, but
No, I just credit card.
credit card slid that. You were like on my shirt. What am I supposed? What's a man supposed
Oh
to
my
do?
gosh! Do you know what I see? I didn't know that term is credit carding. I knew that term is called checking the oil.
Dude, there's a lot of.
Well, you were going at it. You were on him. That's the one where I had to just yank you up. That was when I was a strong buck, right?
That's when I had made the decision. You just got to swing.
Yeah.
That's it. You just
Well,
gotta
you
swing.
tackled him. You got him to the ground.
Anyways, this is a past life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was before.
Dude, those
positive
were
thinking changed.
those were like really. There were some good times there. I remember when we came back from like a 5-year break, and Mark tried to do the World Cup stuff,
What?
and I have never laughed so hard in my life.
No,
Well,
that one I like just
that
tripped.
was so funny.
You remember that?
Yeah, so I was goalie, and I'm
Oh,
just sitting
man.
back there. Hey guys, yeah, let's do this.
Because
Right?
in my
and
brain,
Mark's-
because
and-
I used to
yeah.
be a really good soccer
Yeah,
player,
yeah.
right? Really good.
and we seriously
got-
took like a 5-year break.
I got
right?
injured, right? And then I didn't play for years. And so in my brain, my muscles could do certain things.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Your
And
body. You're used to your body being able to do certain things.
I'm all so excited. It's my first game
Yeah.
back. I get out on the field. You know, the ball comes down the wing, and I'm running as fast. Like I start running to go for the ball. This is an indoor soccer game, right? So there's walls around. And on step 3, my legs weren't going as fast as my brain remembered how to go, and no one's around me.
But didn't you whiff it? Like you
I
tried to
whiffed
pass
so
the
hard.
ball? Yeah.
So the ball goes to the wing, and I start running as fast as my brain could tell my legs to go, and I just ran, woof, and I go like upside down, spinning in an aerial. No one's around me. It totally looks like a foul, and I slam into the wall. It echoes.
You slid. You just
Slid and slammed into the wall, and it goes silent.
Well, what was funny is I think our entire team was laughing, because the other team they went to see if you were okay, and we were laughing, man. That was so fun. I think even you were laughing. That was
so embarrassing to be like trying to run and then just tripping and slamming into the wall with no one around me. Yeah, it was a good.
That was a good time.
That was me one time I did football. Once upon a time.
Yeah.
Actually, when I first moved here, I decided to do football, and we were doing like tackle drills, and it was snow, and so I'm not used to running in the snow. I grew up in California. How do you run in snow?
Snow.
And so what happened is you had to run through 2 cones, and the running back run through, and then he'd do a juke, and you got to try and tackle him. And I ran as fast as I could, and I tripped on the snow.
Do you hit him?
Tripping, I nailed him.
Everybody's like,
oh! And the coach picks me up, pats me. Everyone's like, oh man, he hit you
Give me a
really
little
hard.
He's
smack,
ready to
yeah.
play.
And I'm just like, yeah. In my head, I'm like, I just tripped. Like, whoa. Okay, I don't know how we got off on that.
Yeah,
Overwatch,
yeah.
Rialto, I think that's how we got off on it.
Yeah, the new map, it's out now. It wasn't the PTR for a while. It's out now and looking good.
Have you had a chance to play it?
No. I don't know why I laughed.
Yeah.
No, you laughed because how confused that guy was when David checked the oil.
Yeah,
to explain that to somebody.
That was funny.
Like he was so confused. He stuck around.
And why would you yell that out to a crowd?
That's what, so
And what I love is that was your tactic. That was where you went to get that guy to stop holding your hand or grabbing your jersey.
all right,
Hey,
consequences. Your actions have consequences.
And let's be honest. Did he let go?
He did. He clearly let go.
Oh my gosh,
it was effective.
That's so funny.
So Xbox Live Gold members this weekend. So it's May 4th right now. This weekend,
Yeah.
you can play XCOM 2, For Honor, and Just Cause 3 for free if you have gold. So if you want to try out any of those games, I'd suggest trying out, honestly, all 3 of them. They're all fun. Just Cause 3 is just a destruction playground.
Yeah, so I was watching Somewhat Anonymous stream For Honor the other day. He plays it with his buddy, and they were doing 2-on-2 matches. That game, it's
cool.
improved a ton.
Yeah.
The matchmaking, the multiplayer aspects of it, and there's there's unspoken code of conduct. For instance, it's 2-on-2. This is what I was watching. It's 2-on-2. You're matched up against randoms, and you're both fighting. But when one of them fights, they go and they wait for a winner before engaging. Like both sides did it.
There's this respect.
Multiple times. There's this respect. My first. Okay, yeah, we have the advantage. Let's go.
Yeah, I do that to anything to win.
But it's so cool. I would highly recommend checking out For Honor myself. I mean, and also I've watched people play XCOM. I still haven't jumped into it.
Oh, XCOM.
I really want to jump into XCOM.
It's Wizard's chess, man. It's a 3D battleground of it's good. I like it. I would suggest trying XCOM. Just it's different. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit slower because it's turn-based. You know, it's fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. It's fun. I like XCOM. If I would suggest that one if you only had one to play this weekend, but I mean, you really can't go wrong with either one, especially Just Cause 3. I mean, all you do is blow stuff up. I mean,
Ronan says
what's wrong
it's
with that?
very much like
that's
Dark.
a winning strategy.
Ronan says in chat it's very much like Dark Souls code of conduct in PvP.
You're not supposed to drink your health.
Yeah.
I've learned that in Dark Souls in PvP. If you drink your health, you go, oh gosh, this guy's a jerk.
cheap.
Yeah.
No respect.
You fill up your health and then you do the bow and then it begins. And if you fill your health up during the fight, you lose all respect from the other guy.
Respect.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's very cool. We guys, we got to jump back into that game.
So Paladins, this isn't a new game by
No,
any
not at
means,
all.
but it's finally coming out of beta, going live on May 8th, which is just 4 days away.
Jordan, you've wanted this game for a while, right?
Well, because it's very similar to Overwatch, and I don't know which one came first, Paladins or Overwatch. I really don't care either. I mean, a fun game is a fun game, right?
Chicken, egg.
Yeah. I think Paladins might have went into beta first.
Okay.
But anyway, they're both the same style of game in the respect that they're that class-based shooter. But from what I understand, Paladins plays a little bit differently. You know, it's not. You know, they're not Overwatch and Paladins aren't carbon copies of each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's very popular. A lot of people like it. I believe it's free to play. They have like starter packs you can buy, of course. There's mounts in the game. You can mount up and ride out and stuff like that. So I actually downloaded it on my old box. I still have to download it on the new box. But yeah, I want to play it.
Bless you.
Thank you. I want to play it. It looks fun. I mean, you know, what do I got to lose?
I mean, I like the
Other
artwork.
than-
I like the art style.
Other than I'm data capped and I'd lose that, right?
Dude, when you told me you were data capped this week, I was like, what century are you living in? And then I realized Comcast century.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they bent me over.
Comcast Century. Yeah, you got Comcasted.
I got
Comcast
Comcast. Yeah, that's
hard.
actually a term. When I pull off an amazing kill and just, for lack of a better word,
Screw you.
rape someone in a game. Like
Yeah.
I beat them so bad. There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
I call it Comcasting.
You
I just Comcasted
Because in this
that
world
guy.
of political correctness, you know, you want to be polite.
Yeah, yeah.
But everybody
So-
knows Comcasted.
Everyone knows
Yeah.
what Comcast
So-
means.
So
They're charging you for stuff that other people don't.
yeah, yeah.
You just got Comcasted.
You just got
So
charged
I think
for
we had a good play in Fortnite, and we were just like, we did. You shot him in the face, and I shot him in the back.
Yeah.
and we murdered this guy. And that's the thing. There's no other word for it. So
You
we
just got
we
Comcasted.
Comcasted
that
him
guy.
right back to the 18th century.
No offense if you work for Comcast. You know,
No,
but
offense.
offense.
No, we love you. We
But-
just wish there wasn't data caps.
Yeah, that hurt
And luckily,
me.
we live in a place where there's a variety of options, but not everybody has those options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this sucks for them.
yeah. And I know it's a terabyte, right? But I use it.
You do.
A terabyte isn't that much in this day and age.
No, not
I
in
mean,
this days and
Well,
age,
when
no.
you download one game, Halo, 120 gigs, that's a tenth of your.
Yeah.
That's just one day, right? So and then Battlefront's what killed me. I played Battlefront this week. Battlefront 2. No one else played with me, even though I invited you guys.
Did you invite us?
Yeah, I said, hey, do you want to play Battlefront 2 tonight?
And what did I say?
And you said, okay, yeah. And then I texted David, and
I don't
think
remember this
I,
conversation.
I think it was when I came over to download it at your house because I was being Comcasted.
Because you're being Comcasted. Okay.
Yeah, I said, hey, I'm going to play Battlefront 2 tonight to try out the new progression system you want to play. And you're like, yeah. And then I actually texted David because I
That's
talked to you later
right.
that day because I was over at your house. And I said, hey, I'm playing Battlefront 2 tonight. And you said, depends on what time. And I literally texted you an hour later. And you never.
I was probably asleep.
I played by myself.
Remember, I did my 7-hour sleep experiment.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think that's just an excuse because you didn't want to play with me. It was a lot of fun, though.
I like playing video games with you. Don't take offense.
No, it was,
I'm not Comcasting
It
you.
was it was a lot of fun. But anyway, Paladins, I'm going to try this week. I'm going to make it a goal to try this week. Do you guys want to try it with me?
Oh, yeah, I'm down. As long as it's before 9 o'clock in the evening.
Okay. Yeah.
If I have time, I'll be down.
Okay.
Just text me when you're doing it.
Yeah, I want to try it out. So, and then of course the biggest news story is Red Dead Redemption, which we discussed already, but
Boom,
it looks
boom.
great.
It does look fantastic. That brings us to the next portion of our show. This is the discussion segment. This discussion segment is brought to you by Discord. Come join our Discord. We've got a lot of new people joining all the time. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of game talk and all kinds of talk. I mean, all kinds of fun. We have TV, movie channels. We've got Sea of Thieves channel. Minecraft. Speaking of Sea of Thieves channel, I wasted all my money on armor, and you know what? I don't regret it because I look awesome, like on clothes
and,
in Sea of Thieves.
apparel.
I had almost 50,000 saved up, and I have 6,000 now.
Something I should have
Wow.
mentioned
Yeah.
in the.
I got a gold sword.
Nice.
Very nice.
I got gold metal armor, like Spanish conquistador armor,
Very nice.
and then
Peter Pan has a gold sword.
like paloons. Like I
does.
don't know what are those called? Like the poofy pants that like go down tight to your ankles.
Like the ones like the Nazis wore.
No. Like
in,
like the Three Musketeers. Those types of pants with
In
like
Indiana
high
Jones?
with like high socks.
Yeah.
But they're like poofy at the top.
okay.
I can't remember what they're
Hey,
called.
we should have.
And I got
Whatever,
a
they're
sweet-
stylish.
A sweet hat with a feather in it. Oh, I look so.
I should
And I'm
have,
fat, so I look hilarious.
I should have mentioned this in the news, but Sea of Thieves came out with an update with a little memorial in
They
Smuggler's
did,
Bay.
yes. And
Yeah.
a memorial for Xbox Addict. For those of you that don't know who Xbox Addict was, he was a guy on Twitter that and very involved in the Xbox community.
Yeah.
He had a huge, crazy, awesome Xbox collection. And I think 2 weeks ago he passed away completely unexpectedly. I mean, he was young. I think in his mid 30s, maybe early 40s. Super young guy, unexpectedly, but was such a big influence on the community. You had like Aaron Greenberg tweeted out about
yeah.
him. A bunch of the Xbox higher ups did. But Sea of Thieves did an update, and I believe it's
Smuggler's
at
Bay?
Smuggler's
Yeah,
Bay
there's a
in the
monument.
cave. There's a monument to him.
That's so cool.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
very
cool.
I love it when the developers do that. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Absolutely. That brings us to our question segment. Sorry, everybody. Discord. Sorry. Come join us on Discord. Discussions happening all the time. XoneBros.com/Discord. We'll take you right there. Super good time. Scott Carpenter writes in, and this, I think, is an excellent question. So last week we talked a lot about God of War, not Guilds of War. God of War.
But that sounds like a good game.
That does Guilds of
of War.
So
Guilds of War.
Yeah, so Scott Carpenter writes in and says, with all the stick coming at Xbox for not having exclusives. Oh, you have Kratos on your...
I like to reflect what I'm doing in my life.
Okay, here we go. Scott Carpenter, with all the stick coming at Xbox for not having exclusives, which is just incorrect, how do you think not releasing any multiplayer exclusives with any kind of longevity will affect PlayStation in the long run? Xbox might not turn out exclusives every 3 months, but when they do, they stay current and populated for a couple years and don't just add to a long list of 20 to 30 hour one and dones. So I think the overall point here, or the overall question, is Microsoft has these great single player games that they've come out with that has been their exclusives.
You mean Sony?
Sony, sorry.
Yeah.
And Microsoft's exclusives are much more multiplayer oriented. In the long run, over time, does that benefit Microsoft more? I never had considered this before, but I think he has a point. You can keep online games much, relevant. They do stay relevant now
A
for
lot
a few
longer,
years, a lot
yeah.
longer, especially if you're constantly updating them. Look at Grand Theft Auto, for instance. But is that an advantage long term for Microsoft in that, or does the Zelda-esque masterpiece, God of War masterpiece, set you apart so much that it doesn't really matter?
I think
It's a good question.
yeah,
It is a good question.
So
yeah.
I think games like God of War, a single player game like that will, I don't know. I think it'll push a console, right? You
Yeah.
know, and once you buy it, you buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you return it, you don't return it to Sony. They've already made their money, right? Usually the only buybacks are GameStop, and they front their own money to buy it back because then they resell it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Multiplayer, I think the benefit to a multiplayer exclusive is like, for example, you take Overwatch, you buy it once, but then you're also continuously putting money into cosmetic loot boxes, right?
Yeah.
So I think the longevity of making more money is there,
Yeah.
right, over a single player game, but I don't know. I think games like God of War have sold PlayStations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a good.
Honestly, if you think of
That's a good point.
think of
That's
a
the
game
long-term
like-
benefit.
Yeah,
is
think
you've
of a
got
game-
someone in your ecosystem.
Like, look at you. You're trying to convince your wife to let you buy a PlayStation,
Yeah,
right?
no, that is true. That is true.
Because of God of War, right?
This is true.
Let's hypothetically, let's say Witcher was exclusive to the Xbox. That would have pushed consoles. You know what I mean? And it's a single player only.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think multiplayer games like Call of Duty and those, I think they make more money in the long run, but I think single player games have more potential to push consoles, if that makes
So
sense.
would the
You know what I
ultimate
mean?
combination then be the benefit,
I
the
don't know,
long-term
but it's hard,
benefit,
'cause I guess
the long-term
like Halo
benefit
pushes consoles and
of
it's
a single
multiplayer.
player great game is that it sells consoles, so it gets you in their ecosystem.
Yeah.
The long-term benefit of a multiplayer game is it keeps you playing that game on
That
in your ecosystem.
Yeah. That's a
So
tough
would
question.
the ultimate be, I mean, a multiplayer exclusive that is just so good you have to buy it to buy consoles? And has that even existed yet?
Yeah, Halo 1. That's sold, for LAN parties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then Halo 2 for
Then,
Xbox
then
Live.
Halo
Yeah.
2 for Xbox
But this
Live, yeah.
But again, like,
generation, I don't think it's existed. Has it?
Well, because
PUBG might be the closest thing in that.
Yeah.
Really, it was already on PC, and then Fortnite came out and just destroyed any reason to buy PUBG for 90% of the population, especially the younger kids, right? Because it's free to play. It's on every system.
Yeah.
I would say I'm gonna actually go the other way, maybe. If this is the other way.
Okay.
I would say in the last couple of years, single player games have been better than most multiplayer games. I think the bar is a lot higher, and it's a lot. I wouldn't say easier, but I don't know what it is. Single player games just have been better
Yeah.
than Zelda, Witcher. I'll even go back to Red Dead. You know, I
Even
guess
Grand Theft Auto 5.
yeah, even Grand Theft Auto 5, even though that had online came
Multiplayer, yeah.
a while later after the game was out for a little bit. Single player games are I just think they're better.
Well, they have a different feel. You know what I mean?
Well,
do you think they're more pure gaming? I mean,
think
is that what it is? That it's pure escapism in the aspect of it's removing you from your world and putting you into this whole
maybe
world
it's
that's
like,
more immersive.
Multiplayer's like going to the mall with your friends, and single player's like reading a good book. You know what I mean?
Getting lost in a world,
Yeah,
having a dream, a good dream.
They're both fun.
Yeah,
but they
No, because I agree with you
Like-
100%. I mean,
let's look
the
at
level of single
let's look
player
at
game.
Zelda, and you are affected. It changes you, right? I look at Fortnite, and I throw my controller. Right? I mean,
it changes.
even though you play it all the time.
I do play it all the time, but I would say
and you've spent.
I would say God of
money on
War is a better game than most multiplayer games that come out mainstream.
Well, but that's where perhaps in this question, what we miss or fail to recognize is that even though single players, the long-term benefit of a single player game is that drives you to a console or a platform, whatever platform it's on, more than a multiplayer experience does.
Well,
But that's hard to say because
let's take Call of Duty. Remember when it was before Sony got exclusive advertising rights or whatever?
Yeah.
That the only system it was played on in any tournaments and anything else was the Xbox,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
that was
people
part of the deal.
that was part of the deal. So people would buy Xboxes
Just to play.
play Call of Duty because every streamer played it on, or not streamer. Back then it was YouTubers that's where people would watch people play, right?
Yeah.
It would be on Xbox. So, I mean, there's so many variables to this question. It's hard to determine.
It's a great question though because I really had never considered that aspect of it. That multiplayer, even if it's an exclusive multiplayer game, they kind of get knocks for it. But there is a long-term. I mean, there's definitely a community that stays around longer.
See. So Dietrix in chat said, "I spent more on Fortnite than Zelda."
For the developer, that's good.
For the developer, that's good. Yeah, I understand. I understand that because I've spent a lot on Fortnite, which is crazy to
Well,
my
I
brain.
mean, what is it? I mean, Rockstar has made 10 times more on Grand Theft Auto Online than they did regular Grand Theft. And remember, regular Grand Theft Auto 5 base game sold record number of sales.
That's a really good question. For me personally, I like the PlayStation for single player games. I really do.
Sure.
And whenever I play multiplayer games, the Xbox just is superior with the whole OS.
Yeah.
Like they just know how to do. They know how to do party chat. They know how to do I don't know, the social aspect. So that's how I
differentiate
the two. But if I were to, as far as buying consoles, honestly, if I don't think it matters whether it's a multiplayer game or a single player game. If it's a good game, it'll sell
sell, yeah.
consoles.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and the longevity behind that, I don't. Once you, just like Jordan said, once you buy the console, you have it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think more important is the game.
How good
Yeah.
the game is
Yeah.
put together it is. Anyways, great. I think that's a great question. Great outlook. Scott Carpenter, thank you very much for submitting that. PMH writes in and says,
Hey,
since it's
PMH.
May 4th, happy May 4th, everybody. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
What is your dream Star Wars game? McSpicy, I know for a fact that you have probably sat many hours pondering this question.
Yeah, I have
Daydreaming
actually.
about it.
I actually have, and I have a.
Your dream Star Wars game, give it to me, go.
Well, it's already been made, but it's been made in a fantasy setting. It's Witcher. Imagine Witcher as a.
Oh no, you are. Yeah, it's Knights of the Old Republic 3 if they ever come out
Yeah.
with that. That's it.
It's a gritty underworld. Third person, you have. I mean, even his magic he uses, his runes and everything,
Yeah.
is basically the Force, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Witcher Force.
It's Witcher.
It's
Force.
Witcher Force.
And instead of steel, you have sabers.
So who is doing? Is DICE doing the new Star Wars RPG?
EA, I think, has all Star Wars licensing.
Okay,
game
so
stuff.
it's coming through. So EA is publishing it, but is the developer DICE?
Well, I think there was a single player Star Wars game that got canceled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But,
So
and I think EA has a lot of the licensing
but
for Star Wars.
definitely an RPG Witcher style.
Dude, honestly,
Knights of
it'd
the
be
Old
so-
Republic.
I
would be
would
so
I would
good.
love an announcement from. I mean, I know BioWare's super wrapped up with Anthem right now, but I would. It doesn't even have to be BioWare. I don't care. I would love a Knights of the Old Republic 3. You know what I mean? A because the first one was really good. The second one was good too, not as good as the first in my opinion. But I would like a Knights of the Old Republic 3. That would be just the next step.
A protagonist that just grunts, like Geralt.
Oh yeah.
Talks to himself. I need this.
Well, if I
you
look
need-
at these tracks, maybe it went this way.
So with that style of game, would it all take place on one planet, multiple planets,
Multiple
in space,
planets. In space, everywhere.
on Star
It's Star Wars.
Destroyers? What?
Yeah.
In a
I
galaxy,
don't want it to
it'd
be-
take place in a galaxy far, far away.
It needs to be a single player open world, and it'll just like Witcher, a good open world. I don't want an MMO.
Yeah.
I don't like. I get jarred with MMOs.
Sure,
It's
sure.
just I just killed those guys. Why are they back? Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want.
You want to have an effect
CD
on the
Projekt
galaxy.
Red. I want CD Projekt Red to make a Star Wars game.
Dude, that would be awesome. Maybe Cyberpunk is going to be the next Star Wars for you. Takes place in the future.
Yeah.
Sabers.
Sabers, guns,
Robots.
80s looking
robots.
retro
No,
technology.
that would be such a cool game.
Jordan, how about you? Same straight. You want a Star Wars 3? Star Wars
I just want Knights of the Old Republic 3 because that's ticking the box. It was an open world.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it was kind of linear in a way, but I mean, it was pretty open world. I mean, you traveled to different planets, and I mean, it was. I would like a Knights of the Old Republic 3.
Do you think CD Projekt Red is who you would want to do that then? You literally want Witcher Star Wars style.
Oh, they're good at what they do.
That's good, man. A game that I can burn 300 hours in, not even playing the campaign. Just
That's a game.
no, that's a game.
That's a game right there.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay, it sounds like a good time. Hey man, there you go. Great question, PMH. May the 4th be with you and everybody else. Thank you so much for writing in. True Scott writes in. The man, True Scott, says, what type of game do you think the Forza team are working on that isn't a driving game?
Oh, I think it's Fable 4.
You do? You think so?
Yeah,
they're
'cause
going
they're-
back to their British roots?
Yeah, they're
Forza?
British. They're
British
well,
company?
okay. So I mean, there's Turn 10 and there's Playground Games. They
Yeah.
both work on Forza. Turn 10 does the main series, and Playground does the
Forza or Horizon.
Horizon series.
Yeah.
I think Turn 10, or no, sorry, Turn 10, not Turn 10. I think Playground
Playground,
Games, who
yeah.
does the Forza series, I think they are working on, and I think that's who he's talking about.
Yeah.
But they are working on Fable 4. I think.
Dude.
Because Fable 4 is very British style, very British humor. They're a British studio.
Yeah.
I think they do good with it. They're good at open world games.
Yeah.
This is an open world game. I mean, they've open world driving games, but they have the open world.
Just
you
put
know,
a Fable skin over
foundation.
that Lamborghini.
Yeah,
And
and I think
let 'em
Turn
go.
10. I think their sole purpose is Forza. So
That is exciting.
Yeah.
A Fable game. You think we're going to get a Fable announcement at E3?
I think that is your single player. I think you need to, as fun as Albion Orbs were, it was hilarious to see heads of gamer tags floating across. I think you ditch the multiplayer, and I like multiplayer.
Yeah.
I think you ditch the multiplayer and you fully focus. Give me a good 15, 20-hour open world game.
More than that, I think you go 80. You
Yeah.
gotta have that.
I,
80.
why,
I mean,
let's
that's what
no,
some
don't
people
stop there. Let's
do
go
it.
100.
There, boom.
Just put an extra
180.
side quest.
I'll one up you. 180.
Yeah. No, and this could be your single player game exclusive that sells your console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I think Fable 4 can do it.
So, do you think if you had to put down $100 today on whether or
Well,
not
I mean,
will
we
see
know
that announcement at E3, do you
I don't-
think that's
I don't-
gonna,
I
do you
don't
think
know if
that's
we'll
their
see
God
it.
of War moment? Remember when you saw God of War on the PlayStation stage and it was just like, whoa, that
Well, I
looks
don't-
so cool.
I don't know if they have anything ready. I mean,
But,
we,
I
we
mean-
know they're talking about it at least. Who knows if it's in the works?
I don't think
or
you
not.
have to have anything ready. I think you have a cutscene of
You just show a 4, F4, Fable 4.
hashtag with a hashtag
Yeah,
on it.
hashtag
it going.
F4.
No, do you
Alt
think,
F4.
Big
Alt
Spicy,
F4.
do you think this E3 we will see a Fable 4 announcement?
I don't think so.
You know we're gonna. What is gonna be their big renew title game? We know you're gonna get some brand new IPs that we
Halo
just don't
6.
that we just don't even know. It's gonna be Halo 6.
I think Halo 6 because
Yeah.
it's been a while
a
since we got
a complete refresh of
Halo.
Halo as far as storyline goes.
No, because they got to finish what they left off.
Okay.
I mean,
I think it's going to be Halo 6.
Cliffhanger.
Fable, it's too soon because of the whole,
Okay.
axing of the Fable.
But if you want to hashtag F4,
Alt F4.
Alt F4, yeah.
People will think it means Forza Horizon 4. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Let the people think. What does that mean?
So Halo's gonna be renew. Any other renew games that you see that maybe the games that went away in the past that are making a big comeback?
Battletoads.
That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Phil Spencer wore it. Didn't he wear a Battletoads?
He wore
shirt?
but I believe he did that because they
Rare.
released Battletoads
and
for
Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct, yeah.
No, honestly, I think Microsoft. I think they need a good single player RPG, and if whether it's Fable 4 they announce or something else, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't know what. Maybe we'll get a really proper Crackdown demo since that's coming later. I think that
you know what? I'll be honest. I don't want to see Crackdown.
Well, I know because
at
I've
the
seen it
E3
so much. You know what I mean?
I will like to see on a demo floor showcase,
Yeah.
or maybe how they do like a montage of all the games coming, or like this is the date. That's fine. I don't care. I'm kind of we've been asking that. I want to see new, and I want to see big renews.
I almost guarantee.
I want to see an Alan Wake renew.
Dude,
you bring me Alan Wake.
We haven't seen. So Remedy, I don't know if they're Microsoft owned, but all their games are exclusives. We haven't seen them since Quantum Break.
Yeah.
And that was quite a while.
Maybe we get a Sunset Overdrive and Numero Dos.
From Insomniac. They're really probably working hard on the Spider-Man game, though. You know,
They might have multiple studios at this point.
why not? No, I can almost guarantee we're gonna get the gameplay of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Because we usually get Tomb Raider at this, so I'm sure we'll get it. Yeah,
absolutely. So thank you very much, True Scott. Appreciate that question. Blake Jenkins writes in and asks, "There's a chance of Splinter Cell coming soon. What can they do right to make a successful comeback with the series?" Yeah, that is hard to do because there's a certain feeling, there's a certain nostalgia. Ghost Recon, case in point. I love Ghost Recon. I don't feel like this Ghost Recon had it. They do some stuff really well, but ultimately I never got into that game because it wasn't the Ghost Recon of past that I loved. Splinter Cell or a game that comes back like that has that risk with it, has that hurdle that it's got to overcome. McSpicy, what do you think Splinter Cell has to do to have a successful comeback to their game?
Don't screw it up. I don't know.
I think stay true to your style.
Don't call it a Tom Clancy game if it's going to be not a Tom Clancy game, right?
Yeah, right. No, I think be true to your roots while expanding. Star Wars 1, the new Star. I mean, when I say one, the newest Star Wars,
The Force Awakens,
with that J.J. Abrams did. I felt stayed true to its roots.
Very true, which is funny because it stayed so true that people complained about it.
Yeah, stayed true to its roots while passing the torch on to it. I think that's what you got to do with a Splinter Cell when you bring that back. That's what you've got to do with, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid when that comes back, with a Ghost Recon, or else you just lose people.
But I mean, I'm gonna also argue that God of War did not stay to its roots, at all. And I would say it's the best one of the series, right?
It stayed true with its character, you know who the character is. But great
the
point.
boss fights, that was pretty epic, and that's what they're known for.
Yeah. Well, and their boss fights were really good in the other ones too. I'll give you that. And they were good. I'm not saying they were bad.
No,
games.
It's definitely a way different style.
So I'm just saying, just make a good game.
That's what it comes down to.
If it's good,
then
you have no problem.
we'll play it.
Yeah.
Hashtag not my Sam Fisher. That is too funny. Thank you very much, Blake Jenkins, for writing that. And thank you, everybody, for submitting your questions and for joining us today on today's show. That does us for the day. Mr. McSpice, we didn't get to, what did you play this week, by the way?
It was, I think we talked about it briefly, but we implied it briefly. I didn't play much. I was super busy at work.
Yeah.
It was a tough week.
I did Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, because you get to you got that special sweet spot in the morning to play games, and I envy you.
Yeah, it's nice. You can join me. You can join me.
In the morning. When you start streaming, I don't even know if that time exists in my world.
It's Sea of Thieves. I'm really enjoying. It is a grind. I tell you what, the grind fest is for real. For instance, I've been doing nothing but gold hoarders, and then skulls. I'm not focused on. Gold hoarders and merchants on the side. So because you just pick up gun barrels, or you'll find chicken cages or chicken coops to capture stuff on. And so my merchant's leveling up, but even at going full speed, and I'm only level 21 on gold hoarders, I got to get to the level 50, and people tell me once you get to 40, it goes even slower. That grind is real. I'm still enjoying myself, no doubt. And I'm going to say this. I do enjoy going solo in this game and multiplayer equally. Yeah. Like, it really doesn't lose anything for me either way.
It's chill.
Having said that, I do want to hit up, I've yet to conquer a skull fort.
Well, it's so hard because you have to deal with other people.
Yeah.
And every time I've gone to a skull fort, I just don't understand people's strategies, right? Every time I've gone, they don't care about the skulls. They care about just killing me. And they're not going to progress until, like,
Well,
we work together and then turn on people.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, and that's been my experience as well. I tried to jump in this morning again and do some more skull fortness with my crew. I call them the Crew of Righteous Desire. We are a group of
Crew of Righteous Desire.
Yeah. we patrol the seas. We have great intentions, but we get killed a lot. So we have righteous desires. The Crew of Righteous Desire. But we go there, and so we're alone at first sometimes, and then inevitably someone comes and kind of just ruins it all for you. But that's hard. But we got to do that as a group, guys.
Yeah.
I think the three of us together, we could definitely jump in and do a fort.
We would.
But the grind is.
We would need a fourth person. The forts are hard.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
grind.
I
is
don't think we can do it with
that
three.
grind is legit.
They're tough.
Yeah.
Jordan,
I played Battlefront 2, a little bit of Far Cry, and some
how was
Fortnite.
jumping back into Battlefront 2? By the way,
It was fun.
anything
The new progression system is really nice.
you like it?
Yeah, it's. I mean, you just you have a class level and an overall level, and the way you get star cards now and upgrade them is by leveling up that specific class and getting skill points and buying them with your skill points. It's really good. I like it. It's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's hard to play. I don't know why. I feel like I'm good at Battlefield 1, but I'm not good at Battlefront 2. Like,
Interesting.
Which is because you'd think
is
because they're
different.
very similar, but it's different.
It's different. It's the weapons that are different.
Yeah,
that
it's just
changes stuff up.
It throws me off.
Yeah.
You probably just need to play it more.
Yeah,
You probably just
I
need the
am-
force.
That's usually
It's probably
practice.
Probably just don't have the force.
But
with
yeah,
you.
that's what I played, and what I'll probably continue to play those.
probably
games,
just
so.
suck.
Hey, I'll be honest, Jordan. You probably suck.
Yeah, that could be it.
Miss McSpicy, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitter.
At Twitter.
At Mr. McSpicy on Twitter. My gamer tag everywhere is Mr. McSpicy.
What are you think you'll be playing this week? Anything you're really chomping at the bit?
I want to have time to play games.
So any game at this point.
Yeah, I really want to play God of War.
Yeah.
That's
Good game.
and I probably will for a while. This is like kind of my busy season, so
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough to find time sometimes, but
Yeah.
I want to play games. That's
Jordan,
what I
how
want to do.
about you?
What was I gonna? I might download Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
and
you guys
play-
got me really wanting to play
Yeah,
that
and
again.
play the new. They enhance it for the Xbox One X, which they basically
Yeah.
just upped a few things. But I might play that, and then just the same games I usually play, Fortnite.
And you're at Jordan the Man everywhere.
Yes,
I am XoneBros everywhere. Don't forget to like us on YouTube, Instagram. Instagram is pretty big lately. I've been diving into the Instagram world.
Well, you
I'll double tap a post every once in a while.
you double tap a post. Nice.
That's a heart. That means you like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Double tap that.
Double tap a post. Yeah.
Good. You even before the show, if people want to hop on your Instagram, he talks to people and live streams us setting up the equipment for
behind
the
the
show.
scenes every week. It's a new thing. We're going Instagram Live, baby. We've done it the last 2 weeks. It's just going to be a tradition that continues on. I think it's nice. It gets us warmed up for the show. You guys get to see behind the scenes. It's a good time. I was going to say one more thing. That one more thing is if you want to hang out with us every single day, you can do so over on Mixer. Thank you, everybody who has subscribed to us on Mixer as well. Appreciate it. We had a couple subscribes here during the show. Really appreciate the support. You get some sweet emotes if you subscribe. Some of you might have free subscriptions as well. We would appreciate those free subscriptions. It doesn't cost you anything, and it supports the channel, the Mixer channel. It supports us streaming on our efforts there. And even if you don't have a free one, it's $5, and it's just another avenue to support the show, to support our daily streaming efforts. We're really trying to grow that channel on that side. So thank you very much to everybody. And that does us for the week. That's it, everybody. Just keep it positive. Keep it real. This is a good time. I love one of my favorite things is hanging out with the community, hanging out with you guys, talking about games. It's just good times. Don't forget, join us over on Discord. Have fun. Any big games coming out this week? There's no big games coming out. Basically, we're waiting for E3.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens. That's what happens every time around this year. So.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you later.